glitches. We love glitches here. This is a show that kind of specializes showing, it's like a glitch showcase, basically. So people come on and are experts in their games and show off the glitches and glitch heavy speedruns and some other fun ones too. So today we have one of the best cameras I've seen here on Hotfix. Our guest tonight is Pidge01 and is going to be showing off some SMRPG, Super Mario RPG, like right before we get into the remake coming out in like a few days. And I'm so excited. How's it going, Pidge?
I'm doing great. Thanks for having me on the show tonight. How are you doing?
I'm good. I'm sorry if you all missed it. If there was any muting, this is Out of Bounds. I'm Kungfufruitcup. Pidge0 is here to show off the glitches in Super Mario RPG. You're all caught up. You're caught up. It's gonna be great. So good. I'm glad that you're excited. I know you've been really jazzed to be on the show, and I'm so excited to have you. And we'll have an awesome commentator joining us in just a bit as well. But yeah, so we're gonna get into some Super Mario RPG. This is like such a good game. I'm so excited for it. I kind of wanted to know, or just have you kind of reiterate what you told me earlier about what got you into this game and speedrunning it, etc.
Oh yeah, I can do that. So Super Mario RPG. Anyone in this chat who came here like from my Twitter account, like, big surprise, this is my favorite game of all time. Sorry for the big spoiler drop. Like, I know I've never told anyone that before, but I got it when I was 7 years old back in 1996. It was a game that I would always go back to just because, like, I love it a lot. And 2015 rolls around. I feel like I've done everything there is to do in this game. Like, I've done a bunch of challenge runs and things like that. And I was watching I Ate Your Pie do speedruns back then. And his friend Milnium came into my channel one day when I was streaming, like, a challenge playthrough. And he's like, "What the heck is this?" And I'm like, "I don't know, man. But wait, I recognize your name. Don't you speedrun this?" So we started talking. And eventually he talked me into speedrunning it. I kept saying, "Nah, I wouldn't speedrun this game. I'd never be any good at that." But you know what, man? I'm going to try it. There's my New Year's resolution. I'll do one run. I did one run, then I did another run, then I did another run, and then, you know the rest.
And here we are.
Yeah.
Here we are today.
Yeah.
Enough experience in kind of like in the community and community surrounding Super Mario RPG to kind of show off all this stuff here too. So what's going to happen is, again, if you all are new, I take a back seat on the show, really. I feel like all the work I've done beforehand to cultivate these awesome people coming on the shows. So feel free to ask questions in chat. I can help relay them, etc. I'll call out things that I'm like, wait, we need to see that again, or explain this bit, or whatever. But otherwise, I'm going to leave this to Pidge and our commentator, who is just incredible, to talk about what's going on. Yeah, it's going to be awesome. So this is, again, like a showcase style show. So it's not going to be like a speed run from start to finish. We're going to see all the things that are kind of involved in the speed run in terms of glitches and unintended strats and other fun ones. I think we'll have some time for.
Yeah.
So I'm going to leave it to you, Pidge. We are going to head over and count down. Also, hello to Justin. How's it going, Justin?
Hello, everybody.
Hello. I'm glad you're here as well. Justin is also incredibly good at this game, the current world record holder, and going to be helping to commentate. So between the two of them, I don't know. You might not hear me at all. I don't know.
Well, we would love to hear you as well.
I'll be here. I'll just be like, "Oh, I love this part. Oh, I love this song. Oh, this part's so good. Oh, it's Booster." Like that's I can just provide that. That'll be fun.
Oh, can I just give a couple minor notes before we start?
Absolutely.
Number one, I've been sick for about a week, so if you hear me cough, sorry about your headphones. Number two, my plan right now is just go through all the glitches, like, as you would run into them in the game, like, as they become available. Couldn't think of a better order than that, so that's just what I'm doing. Third thing is that, like, as I'm doing, like, some minor setup, I'm gonna switch to, you'll just see the game's title, just so no one in chat gets confused. "Oh, what's going on?" It's like, no, I'm just doing some minor setup. You'll see the game feed shortly.
Okay, perfect. That is good info to know as we go in. Alrighty, and with that, go ahead and count down and enjoy the glitch. Oh, I'm just so pumped for the remake. I'm so glad we timed it this way. This is actually a months in the making. Like, we need to plan this right around the time of the release, and it's great. Great. It's such a good game. So have fun. You're gonna do amazing, and yeah, feel free to count down and take it away.
Thanks. All right. Justin, you want to do the honors?
Sure. Just before we begin, I've had a little audio issue. Hopefully all that got sorted out. All right, Pidge, in 5. Are you ready?
Oh yeah, I'm ready.
Okay, 5, 4, 3, 2, 1, go.
All right. Thanks. So
All right.
this first glitch that I'm going to show off, this is a pretty minor glitch that I just thought I would include because you'll see it in a lot of SMRPG glitch compilations on YouTube. So I pretty much just have to, this is like the start of the game when you first get to Mushroom Kingdom for the first time. I have to just like go up here and jump over the toads, if I can do it correctly. There we go. And I talk to the Chancellor from behind, and Mario will just kind of phase through him like that, because that's just what Mario does. There's like an event loading zone on the floor here that normally stops you and makes you go onto the carpet like a normal plumber, but if you manage to get around it and go behind the Chancellor, you actually lose control of Mario while he walks towards specific coordinates. So so I think what they do there is that they turn off the Chancellor's collision data so that it doesn't like literally block the game. So it just ends up being like Mario just turns into a ghost. The devs thought ahead for a lot of really silly things in this game, as you are going to see in abundance during this showcase.
This game is very silly to begin with.
I agree completely. All right.
So good.
Set up for the next one.
So, show of hands, who here in the chat has tried pushing NPCs around to see if they'll go to silly places?
I want to see some hands in the chat on that one.
Hands in the chat?
Yeah. Let's see what happens when you do that. I've pushed people down a flight of stairs before. No lie, but pushing up is a different story.
Oh, I'm actually having a little bit of trouble with this one, so
no.
I think I'll just like do it. I'll try and do it on the fly. This one might take a little bit longer than anticipated.
Okay, it's all right. We have time.
Yes, we do.
What problem?
Oh, actually, you know what? I can probably fix that. Oh. Yeah, I fixed it. Okay. One moment. Okay, let me just get this loaded up. Okay, y'all see my menu screen? And hear my audio?
Yes.
Yep.
Okay, so, for a little bit of context on this, let's, like Justin was saying, if you are in certain parts of town, you can push NPCs upstairs. Most of the time they won't do anything silly, but, there's exceptions to every rule, right? I pushed this guy up the stairs and he learned how to fly. This is the guy whose wallet gets stolen. He learned how to fly.
Yeah. Like, have you seen my wallet?
Have you seen my wallet?
Oh my gosh.
And so
have you seen my hover boots?
I love that you can jump on the toads in this game, by the way.
I'm trying to like get him to go significantly off, but he's just not cooperating right now. There we go. Yeah, so you can just like jump under him and like bonk him from underneath, and he just doesn't really pay any notice to it. So, to explain why this one happens, every NPC in this game has a series of bits that define how they interact with the room. Two of those bits are don't walk upstairs and don't float in the air, and he has neither of these set. So after I push him up the stairs, he's able to just like start floating wherever he wants to float. And he's one of the only NPCs I know of that can do this, because not all NPCs have the same walking patterns, but there's like a very basic walking pattern that just makes you walk in random directions. So he's one of the ones that you can just like push up the stairs and get him to just do silly things.
Gotcha.
Alright, let me set up the next one.
So this one I don't think I've seen before, like a couple days ago, but about the toads.
What about with the toads?
Yeah, Pitch has all these set up on different.
Yeah, this one is... So, as a bit of background, the concept of an RPG infused with the cartoon logic of Mario games, created an environment where you can interact with normal town stuff by just jumping obscenely high and landing on things. This was really funny in 1996. It's still funny today, specifically in the Mushroom Kingdom, and I will show you why that is. We're gonna go upstairs and rescue this family from being terrorized by Max Shy Guys. And luckily, Mallow is really powerful and can take these two dudes out in one shot.
Yeah.
Nice.
Classic gameplay.
So we have this little moment here where the dad thanks us and tells his son how proud he is of him, and I'd be proud of my kid too if he was just like chilling in the face of a monster like that. So I'm gonna get into the.
I wish I could jump like that.
I wish I could jump like that too. Now let's see what happens when we do show him how to jump like that. Where's he going? Where's he going?
Oh my.
Where's he going?
Oh wow,
There
I
it
see him
is.
going up the bed.
Let's see if I can. There's like a maximum depth that he will go, and oh yeah, I think that's it. I think that's the maximum depth.
Oh my gosh, is he stuck there forever?
No, if you talk to him, he comes back up, and then
Yeah.
he can't go down there again. And the reason
Yeah.
that is because I'm actually not 100% positive if this is the root cause. I've only looked into this one like very briefly, and it uses some NPC bits that have never been like fully reverse engineered. But what I do know is that most of the times when you talk to him and he starts jumping really, really fast like this, the game sets collision bit 2 on him, and when his dad talks to him and makes him jump really fast, that is the only time it doesn't set collision bit 2, and that's the only time you're able to push him into the bed like that.
Oh, okay.
I don't know what bit 2 means, like, in a human readable context, but in the game it just means he can phase through solid objects and still be jumping while he's doing it. Yeah, that's about it for that one.
Gotcha.
All right, so
love
this
it.
next one, if you've been following speedruns, then this one should be pretty simple. It's going to be max skip.
Yeah, if you watch
Max
speedruns, you know what the drill is here. But if you don't know speedruns,
This is why we're here.
yeah, this is the game's only known major skip at the moment. Like, there's some minor skips, but this is the only major one. Let me just pull that up.
We're gonna want like some heavy detail. Like
Yeah.
lead us through step by step.
Absolutely.
So there's a couple of hidden planes of cutscene triggers that you got to jump around to not trigger the Mac fight. The main one, like the really hard one, is to get on the shyster on the left. The tricky part to that is you have to land without moving, so you're just dropping down onto the shyster. That's kind of like the main condition, because if the game catches you trying to move in a specific spot, it thinks you're trying to get around the cutscene, and it forces you into the Mac fight.
Yeah, this is like that first glitch that I showed. This is like the extreme logical conclusion of that. So I get up behind the Shy Guy here where there's no loading zone, and I'm looking closely at the Shy Guy who's standing in front of me, and there's a certain, I want to jump on his head, but you want to jump on his head in a very specific way, because if you don't do it in a very specific way, you'll fall off of his head and land into the cutscene trigger, and you don't want that to happen.
Oh.
So, he's standing in front of like a floor mantle, and on like the left side of that floor mantle, there's like a thin brown line up at the top that's separated by a black line, like from the bigger part of the mantle below it. I try to jump on his head as soon as his head descends past that point. Let's see if I can do it. Yeah, I landed on his head.
There you go.
And then you want to adjust yourself so that you'll get over an invisible barrier, which, as far as I understand, that invisible barrier was placed there because the devs expected you to do exactly this and wanted to stop you from it. So they placed an invisible barrier that you will collide with if you try to just jump over it willy-nilly, but it's not quite tall enough. So if you jump jump while the Shy Guy is like at his maximum height, you can just get right over it. And then when you talk to the Chancellor, that signifies to the game that you have beaten the boss here. So they put that invisible block there to try and stop you from doing it. They almost succeeded, but it was just like a little tiny bit too short.
Gotcha.
And
You wanna try it again?
What'd you say?
You wanna try it again?
Yeah, I can show it again, but I just want to show off what happens here because it's really funny.
Oh, gotcha. Okay.
Yeah. Look, they're jumping on the
Oh.
toes. Look at the star piece behind the chair as soon as I close this dialogue.
What on earth?
Oh my goodness.
The stars all messed
That's
up?
all messed up. But yeah, I can show that off one more time if you like. Why not?
I mean,
Yeah, you'll see something else get messed up like that a little bit later.
Yeah.
okay, fair.
But
Either
yeah,
way.
another side effect of that is that you don't get the star piece menu normally,
Yes, that is important to remember for later.
and that does play a factor later when we show another one. So also you have to land on a specific part of the shyster, mainly the left, or excuse, not the left, but the right part. So on each tile, there's like 4 sub-tiles that make up the large tile in general, and you have to land on the right side
Gotcha.
to not trigger the cutscene.
I messed it up. That's okay. When you speedrun this game, you're gonna mess it up a whole bunch before you start getting it consistent. Fun fact, for the first ever Frame Fatales, I did a tech tutorial showcase, and this is one of the glitches that I did like a lesson on how to do.
Yeah. Sweet tech.
So if anyone wants to learn how to do this in great detail, just go back and watch the Frame Fatales 2019 VODs. There's a whole tutorial showcase in there.
That's awesome. I was gonna say this is a decent platform to be able to explain some of that as well.
Yeah.
We've heard a lot about how it works, so.
I am pleased to see that Pidge is still using my no-stop anti-chamber movement.
Yeah, that's the Justin special. There we go. and once again, we just glitch up the room because it's really funny.
I love it.
So
Everything's
funny
fine.
thing, like when you do max skip in speedrunning, sometimes you'll get different patterns of these shysters jumping. Sometimes you'll get them all jumping like erratically, but sometimes you'll get them all jumping on one cycle, and that reduces a little bit of lag too.
I'm gonna show the broken star again, and then I will show off another glitch.
Yeah.
They're so slow now.
But that is one of the most important things you want to learn if you want to pick up SMRPG to speedrun, which, by the way, I highly recommend. It's a very fun speedrun. If you've ever lamented the fact that SMRPG has no hard mode, well, learning the speedrun is basically hard mode, but it's hard in a good way. It's really fun. It's really, really fun. Anyway, getting off my soapbox here, I'm going to switch to another glitch.
Awesome.
So for the next one here, we're going to go a little bit further into the game to the forest maze.
Yeah. This next one that I'm going to show is a minor graphical glitch that if you've ever watched most of the stuff run, which means you've watched me, Oxbus, or Lack Attack, and basically nobody else, you might have seen this before. So, I'm gonna go to the Forest Maze Secret, which is the left, straight, right that guy tells you about in Rosetown, which if you didn't know what he meant by that and you got lost, well now you're seeing how to get there. You get to this tree stump, you go down there, and what I'm gonna do is I'm gonna open the bottom 3 chests in quick succession. So I'm gonna do it like... And what that does is it makes this big pink bubble appear on the trampoline over here, which doesn't affect the trampoline. I just think it looks funny and I like showing it off. Like whenever I get it in a speedrun, it just makes me happy. So this is like a little bit of a graphics lesson, but when you get certain items from treasure chests, the chest shows the item and then makes the item disappear. I'll show you what I mean by that. Watch this chest that I'm about to open and watch what happens to the item that appears. It's gonna show a flower, and then the flower is going to disappear in a puff of smoke. And if you don't pay attention to it, it's really easy to just, like, not notice. Just disappears in that puff of smoke like that. The sprites for chest contents, like the flower and the mushroom, they're not actually loaded into the graphics memory at the time you load this room. So they're called packets, which are new objects that are just, like, generated on the fly when you do certain things in a level. And the settings for every individual room in the game let you specify how many packets the graphics memory should accommodate for. So in this room, they expected that the chest animation would stop by the time you open up at least 2 more. So they only expect you to have up to 2 chests open at the same time. So when you have 3 open instead, The third packet, which isn't accommodated for in the graphics memory, starts overwriting the NPC with the lowest ID in the room, which is this trampoline, and it uses the trampoline's color palette to overwrite it. It's just like a weird little thing that like I remember looking into when I was like working on ROM hacks, and it's like, oh my gosh, this is so silly and inconsequential. Like, you jump on the trampoline and it goes away. Like, it does nothing. It
Weird.
I don't know. It's a cute little glitch that I just, whenever I get that into most of the stuff run, it means that I open the chest really fast optimally, and that's good.
That's awesome, though. I mean, it's just a weird little thing that happens. It's cool.
Yeah, some RPG has a lot of weird little things that,
Let's see some more.
let's see some more. I got some more.
So this next one, it's interesting. So we're gonna go to the bowyer fight next. In the speed run, we use an energizer on Gino. But what happens if you use a power blast? You're gonna see what happens, and pay attention to Mario and Mallow when this power blast gets used.
Yeah, I'm gonna just load up the bowyer fight. Shoutouts to Oxwas because he showed this to me the other day. When I was asking around for more glitches.
Oh, yeah, that's right. Yeah, there's like a number of things, again, that are like included in the showcase that are just like recent, like communities like, hey, guess what? This exists. Super cool.
So for those that don't know what a power blast does in the game, it boosts the entire party's attack power by 50%. So since everyone's getting a boost and Mario and Mallow, just pay attention. You'll see what happens.
Yeah.
Okay.
I think this is the only place it works on.
Yeah, as far as I know, it only works right now, which is the very first move you get in this fight, which is just Gino being faster than everyone. This is the very start of the bowyer fight. Gino comes up, he acts first. So if you use a power blast specifically... Sorry.
And it has to be with Gino,
Yeah.
right? Yeah.
Now just... watch what happens to Mario and Mallow.
There we go.
And
Now,
so you saw right before Mario's turn came up, he looked towards
it's
Gino.
just staring at Gino now?
Yeah, he's just staring at Gino. He's like, what else you got in that hat, man?
Why
He's
are
like-
you staring at Gino? It's so weird. So these are things that we could go do right now, by the way.
Yeah.
Awesome. Oh my gosh.
So yeah, if you've got 5 frog coins to spare at the Frog Coin Emporium, go for it.
Creepy.
Yeah, this'll always happen. It's just... Sorry, I'm having a little bit of a coughing fit, but, yeah, this'll always happen if you do that.
Gosh.
But it goes away, like, as soon as they take control. But,
Okay, I was gonna
yeah,
say this
once
weirdly.
their turn comes up, it just reverts to normal, and you can't. I don't think you can do it again if you had a second power blast.
I don't think I have a second power blast. No, I don't.
No, you didn't get a freebie. So
Nope. Anyway, I will show another one.
So we're gonna move on to Yoster Owl. So any Dragon Ball Z fans out there might like this one. It's called Yoshi Fusion.
Ooh, Yoshi Fusion. I like that.
Yeah, the only thing that she's going to be doing, she's just going to jump on Yoshi when she's in one of the other Yoshi's way. Because all these other Yoshis that move around on Yoshi Isle also move on an independent AI. So she's going to get set up here in a second.
Yeah, I'm just gonna jump on Yoshi at a very specific point in time.
And then...
Oh no, I can't move! What's going on? I'm fused with the other Yoshi.
He got stuck in the other Yoshi?
Yeah, the Yoshis just they
Yeah.
just can't move now.
Is it like a hitbox thing? Why is it
So
happening?
I've never like really looked into great detail about why this happens. But what I think happens is that Yoshi, I think that Yoshi loses some of his collision data while the game sets up the mapping that controls him with inputs that normally control Mario. So when his collision data is restored, he just fuses with another Yoshi. But he can break out of this by just like jumping. And now we're all good again. He's trapped from he's released from the throes of me being a dingus in a video game.
Gotcha.
so the next thing that we're gonna show is right here with the baby Yoshi.
Let's
see if I can do it. Okay. There we go.
Yeah, you have to directly face the baby and.
Yeah, so what I just did there was I was facing the baby head on, which you have to do on a diagonal, and that's not really easy to do on a Super Nintendo D-pad.
Yeah, it's very difficult.
But then you want to jump with Y as Yoshi, and right after you press jump, you talk to the baby Yoshi to interrupt Yoshi's jump with a text box, and that shows Yoshi sticking out his tongue, which he's not normally supposed to do when he talks to somebody. So here's the aftermath of that. It's just this. It's just this.
So we've broken the first star piece. Now we've broken Yoshi.
There's just something very, very wrong about how this sprite is working right now. I think that there is your Yoshi fusion. This is the Yoshi Mario fusion. Yo, what's happening? Look at my empty body. So it's just like an interesting note is that the way that they coded Yoster Isle is that they were doing some really ambitious stuff getting Mario to ride Yoshi in a 3D game on the Super Nintendo. So, So what they ended up doing was that Mario's sprite is actually on a higher layer than Yoshi's, but Yoshi's supposed to appear in front of him when he faces certain directions. So, having them switch priority like on the fly is not really an easy thing to do in this game. So, they made Mario's sprites in such a way where there's a Yoshi silhouette cut out from him, and that's why you can see like where his hand is supposed to be is just nothing, because when he be riding Yoshi, it's supposed to be like going around Yoshi's cheek, like that. So when you make Yoshi freeze, because he did some weird stuff when he interrupted his jump by talking to the baby, he just stands still, but Mario keeps moving around like he's supposed to, and then you can see all the places where Yoshi is just like supposed to be missing, but isn't.
Oh, goofy.
I'll see if I can do it again. It's like actually kind of hard to do on the SNES controller, but here we go. Yeah, I did it again! I did it again! Let's go!
Oh, sweet. That's so weird! So goofy.
Oh, man. Yeah, there you go. Go hold right. That's a interesting.
It's so silly. It is so silly. And when you get off Yoshi, he's still kind of broken unless you like jump on his head, and he's like, "Oh yeah, I'm good, man." That's I just learned about this one recently too, and it's like immediately one of my favorites just because of how silly it looks.
Yeah, I like that one too.
The next one that I'm... Oh, sorry. Yeah, go ahead, Justin. I think I need some tea.
Yeah. So while Pidge gets a drink here, we're going to talk about Zombie Mallow, which is in the Mobile Mons. So if you've seen a lot of speedruns, you might notice on the Croco 2 fight, there's 2 phases. And when Croco begins the second phase, he actually steals your items. And he does so by ramming himself into Mallow. The funny part about this is if Mallow is already dead in the fight at that moment, he actually, when he gets knocked by Croco in the battle, he actually stands upright again, but he's not actually controllable because he's still dead. So you'll see the little picture of himself in the top corner of the screen showing all the hit points of all your characters. You'll see that he still has the down picture on him, but Mallow will still be standing in the actual fight. So since Pidge is actually doing a battle here, yeah, there we go. She's gonna not progress into the second phase until Mallow is dead here.
Okay.
So hopefully this bomb will hit Mallow. And it does, so perfect. Always lucky.
Nice, okay.
So now when you when Croco loses enough hit points, he'll go into the second phase, and you'll see what happens here in just a minute.
Yeah,
Okay.
pay like special note to Mallow right now because he's on the ground. That's indicated, like Justin was saying, up at the top where he's got like the crossed out symbol. You can't use him. So I'm gonna attack Croco a couple more times to see if he takes me to phase 2. No, he's just gonna toss more bombs at me. Okay.
Yep.
Oh, well, that's nice.
And of course.
That's okay. This is faster. I don't know. I guess it's not faster.
So, in a speedrun, you're very underleveled. Yeah, here we go.
Yeah, so
go ahead.
He's gonna talk to me a little bit, and what he always does here. Thank you, honey. My boyfriend just brought me some tea.
Yay!
So whenever he's programmed to run into Mallow and bonk Mallow and grab the items from him like this. So Mallow stands back up, but can't use them. He's just kind of chilling there, watching Croco throw stuff at Gino, and he's just standing up. He's staring off into space, but he's still got like that KO'd indicator up on the top of the screen. So we call this one the zombie Mallow glitch, and this one happens because Mario RPG's battle animation scripting language is often very prescriptive. So there's a line of code in this battle cutscene that makes Mallow's sprite execute its bonk animation, and that ends with the final frame of that bonk animation is him standing upright.
Standing up, yeah, and it doesn't go back to the old state.
That's right. There's nothing programmed in the game to conditionally return him to his down sprite after this. The game does exactly what it's told. It makes him do his bonk animation, but it didn't bring him back to life. Now he's just a zombie now. You can't use him, you can't be targeted by anyone, so he's big chillin', he's watching Mario and Gino get random stuff thrown at them, and you can't exactly revive him because Croco just took your items away. So yeah, you just keep fighting Croco, and Mallow's just gonna keep chilling there while Croco keeps throwing stuff at me because he's a big old jerk.
Yeah, you're massively underleveled compared to what you should be normally. Like, Gino joins the party at level 6, but Mario and Mallow are like still level 3, 3 or 4. So it's really easy for them to die in this fight.
Yeah, so this is the speedrun glitch that does absolutely nothing for the speedrun. It's just funny. It's just funny if you're watching the speedrun. Oh, okay, I'm gonna show another glitch now. And this one is exciting because this is
So this is going to be a consequence of not getting the first star properly.
Yeah.
As forementioned.
This one that I'm showing here is a consequence of doing max skip and then doing something else after that. Oh, I will show that in just a moment.
Okay.
So what's going to happen is when she brings up the proper area, the game, when it takes you to the tutorial on this particular one, it does the cursor movements like a preset order, but the problem is you don't have the star piece option, so it kind of throws off what it's going to select.
Yeah, like right now, at this point in the game, I only have 3 party members, so I'm supposed to have 7 menu options: item, status, special, equip, special item, map, and star pieces. But I don't have star pieces because I didn't max skip earlier on this file, and when you don't fight Mac, the code that enables the star pieces option in this menu never actually runs, so it doesn't set the bit that enables this in your menu. It just never happens. And incidentally, in most of the stuff run, that's actually why we have to fight Mac, because all menu options is a requirement of that category. So like Justin is saying, we're gonna see what consequences this has as I recruit my 4th party member. Everyone's favorite heel, King Bowser.
Funny thing, when we first noticed this, we all thought it was a soft lock. I think a couple of us thought it was a soft lock. I'm not sure who. Maybe I was guilty of that, but
also
it turns out it's not. I don't think.
Not actually, yeah.
Bowser is an incredible character in this game. If you've never played this game, like, you're in for a treat. Whether you play this or the remake, you're gonna love either one. So when you get your 4th party member, you can only have 3 active at a time. So the game asks you, do you want a tutorial on how to switch your party members? In a speedrun, you would say no here, but if you're me, you often screw that up and say yes. So we're gonna go.
Yeah, especially with turbo being allowed in speedruns, it's really easy to do this.
That's true. And so it brings up this tutorial that has some pre-programmed inputs that it goes through, like Justin was saying, as it's trying to get you down to the switch menu, which it thinks is 7 spaces down from here because it expects you to have a star pieces menu option, but I don't. So it's gonna go down 7 times and wrap around to the top and go into the item menu instead. While Toad is still explaining to me how to switch my allies, these 3 will fight. Oh, I'm glad my mid mushroom, my honey syrup, my pick-me-up are gonna fight each other. That's great. And their pals rest. Okay, well, Able Juice gets a day off. I'm really happy about that. Simply choose the 2 you wish to switch. Yep, we're gonna put that mid mushroom right on nothing. Mario almost always felt, whoa, what's going on here, gamers? I don't know what's up with this.
Oh no.
And that's all that happens.
You know, you know, I just thought of something. Like, what if Mario didn't have full HP and that mid mushroom went away?
Oh yeah, I've never like tried that before. That would be funny.
I've never thought of that till just now. I was like,
you know what? Let's try it. Let's see what happens. I will take some damage from something, then we'll try that again.
Yeah, we might as well. It's like more content.
Yeah, we're doing it live treatment tonight.
Right.
Since you have a honey syrup, use a spell on something.
Well, here's what I can do. I can fight an artichoker. They're tough.
Yeah, that'll work.
Hey, buddy. You're a big ol' artichoker. Okay, attack Mario, please.
That'll work. It's a spell.
Yeah, that'll work. Awesome. Cool. I don't have Geno Boost. That's right. Mario.
Attack and jump Mario, I think, does the trick here.
Yeah, this guy's weak to jump-ish.
Okay.
Oh, no, don't do that! Don't do that!
Oh.
That's rude! That's so mean! I'm getting memed on.
Oh no.
That's okay. We're doing it live. Alright, do that. I don't think this is gonna be enough, but we'll try it.
It'll be enough.
Yeah! Oh, we got some money too. Let's go. Okay, now
Shoutouts to money.
Shoutouts to money. Let's go back to Booster Tower and see what happens. Let's see if Bowser is gonna have something different for us this time. Also, like I said this already, but Bowser's so funny in this game. This whole scene with Bowser is just incredible. Like, if there's anyone in the chat who has never played SMRPG, I cannot wait for you to play it for the first time. It is a fantastic and really, really funny game.
From what we've seen in the remake previews, it's gonna be even better.
Alright, let's fail that tutorial skip like I'm speedrunning this game.
Alright, this ought to be interesting.
Okay.
So the mid mushroom and I think the honey syrup might get consumed here.
Okay.
No, it's trying to like. Oh, it did it!
There we go.
Oh,
It did.
It. That's so stupid.
There we go.
What is that?
So goofy.
I love that.
So the game is like trying to fight against itself in a way because it's like, no, but this should work. It's an item going to Mario, even though this is a tutorial about partners. It's so okay, cool.
Yeah, it's just the pre-programmed inputs. It's just like, I actually had never seen that actually do something before, so I learned something new today. All right, on to the next one. This one has a little bit of history.
Yeah, so we have to go into is it the regular room or is it the
suite? It's the suite.
Okay.
So I'm playing on the Japanese version this time because this only happens in the Japanese version. I have a friend named Philhouse. He's the localizer for games who lives in Japan. And he was doing a side-by-side translation stream of SMRPG, comparing the Japanese and the English versions. Mm-hmm. And he was staying in the Marrymore suite and he noticed something really strange that I had actually never seen before. Because you don't do this in a speedrun. You don't stay in the hotel. Or jump on that guy's head, but I did anyway. So, you go to the hotel suite, and before I do the glitch, there's just like, I want to do like another graphics lesson here. So in Mario RPG, for most sprites in this game, like Mario or this lamp over here, or like Mallow or any other character, every sprite has like a default position that they face when they get loaded into the room. So for Mario, that would be like him facing southwest. He faces southwest, that is like his default loading position. He's just standing facing southwest. Southwest is also the default orientation for 3D objects and NPCs in the game. So like the trigger on the bell on the table right now, or the lamp, or like talking to an NPC, those all face southwest by default, and they have to be made to face a different direction if you need to talk to them from in front and they're facing a different way, that kind of thing. So if you were to tell the game, load Mario with no further details, it would just drop an NPC in the room that looks like this. He's facing southwest, and if you talk to him from the southwest, he would interact with you. It's just like a southwest-facing object with a southwest-facing sprite drawn over it. So that means when the game tells this NPC to face southeast, its orientation, like which direction you can trigger it from, will change, and it'll just draw a horizontally flipped version of the sprite over it. So like that. It's just like flipping the sprite and redrawing it, and that's like how it imitates 3D objects in this game. The mushroom lamp over here. This is a notable exception. Its default sprite is actually drawn exactly like this. It doesn't actually look like it's facing southwest. By default, it looks like it's facing southeast, which is different from every other sprite in the game. But every object, by default, still has its trigger on its southwest side by default. So right out the gate, there is a mismatch between the sprite data and the object orientation with these lamps. Most rooms correct this issue by manually drawing the sprite in the right direction when, like, over its object in the room. So when this room loads, you have, like, a mixed up sprite lamp, and it just redraws the sprite facing the other direction and puts it on the table, like, before the room finishes loading. That actually does happen in this room. Since the armor that it's sitting on is facing southeast, I need to be able to interact with it from the southeast, which I'm gonna do right now. Get one close look at it, because you're about to see something silly happen. I'm gonna go to sleep.
Wait.
What's up?
Sorry.
Oh.
I see you in the bed. Okay.
Yep. And, what? Oh, my lamp is haunted.
What?
My lamp is haunted. It turned around on its own overnight.
So
What?
weird.
It's facing southwest.
Why did that happen? Why did that happen?
Oh my gosh.
So the reason that this happens is because when you wake up in a hotel room, it uses a different loader event from when you actually just walk through the door. And that loader event from when you wake up forgot to include the step that manually redraws that lamp sprite facing the correct direction. And that they fixed that in the English version, and that is one of the only things they changed in the English version, which throws off every other sprite pointer in the game. It's why when you try to like compare the byte data of the two, they look really different, but they're actually like the exact same thing, but they'll get thrown off by this stupid lamp.
They're the same. That's very silly.
I once did a half-hour deep dive on this, and it's on my YouTube channel, like, just talking about how I figured out why this works and stuff like that. It's like such the most minor thing in the game, and it only happens in the Japanese version, but you kind of like have to understand like how sprite loading works to appreciate like, why does this happen? Like, that's weird, my lamp is haunted.
Sometimes like you see these little things happen in games and you're like, I don't understand why the game decided to do that. But it's cool when you like can actually find an answer. So I love to hear it. You know what I mean?
Yeah, and my friend Phil who found this, I was watching his stream when it happened. I'm like, dude, what's going on? I have never seen this. And I had to like get up and go to my computer and start looking at the code like right away. And be like, okay, I gotta find out. I gotta get to the bottom of this. Like, this is too weird. And because he was doing a side-by-side comparison, we could see that it doesn't happen in the English version. So our minds were all like, dude, why? What is this? This is so weird. This is so inconsequential, but I must know the answer.
Gotcha. Well, there you go. And now you have it.
I always wondered, like, that lamp, just like when you go to Mario's pad to rest for free, you have to examine it from the southwest. I wonder if they just kind of tried to copy paste that over here and it just didn't work when they were putting it all together.
Possibly. The short version is, like, most sprites by default face southwest. This is the one sprite in the game that doesn't, so they have to manually redraw it flipped in the room so that it doesn't load looking like this when you're trying to interact with it from the other side, because then it's like, what the heck is wrong with this thing? But yeah, just a missing piece of code somewhere, and it just has the most inconsequential effect of all time. All right, I will show another one.
Yeah, so I like that we're just rolling them out. Love it.
Yeah,
A lot to go through.
yeah, we're like almost halfway through my big list of glitches too.
Woo!
Well,
so this next one, I'll just reference my AGDQ 2019 run for this one. So after you rescue the princess from Marrymore, and after you have the big long cutscene to explain, beat Smithy, and you have to leave the castle to progress, and the Peach decides to stay at the kingdom, so she temporarily leaves the party. But when you exit the castle, you'll see that she's going to reappear. During this moment, if you enter the menu and then exit the menu back to the field, watch Peach.
Oh geez, I hope I don't accidentally open a menu for no reason. Oh no, what's this gonna do? What the?
Wait, whoa, girl, whoa.
Girl, what happened up there? Cause that was messed up.
I think we now do this as another tradition in marathon runs.
I actually have no idea why this one happens, to be totally honest with you.
I don't either.
I don't know why. This one is just a big question mark to me. I don't know why this happens on a mechanical level, but it is a much beloved glitch that most marathon runners will try to sneak in. It's like they just exit the castle. I'm just gonna open my menu for no reason here. Oh my god, what's happening? Whenever I'm fulfilling gameplay footage requests for YouTube channels and stuff like that, sometimes I'll sneak it in, just because it's funny and it happens. It always works. There's no setup or anything. You just gotta press the X button. But yeah, that's Peach having a normal one in Mario RPG.
Okay, so I think the next one is here also in this area. Am I correct? Sorta?
Yes, it is.
Doors are just a suggestion.
Yeah. In other games, walls are just a suggestion, but in the Mushroom Kingdom, it's doors that are just a suggestion.
Nice. Of course.
And so, yeah, I'll show you what happens here.
So if you noticed at the very start of the game, when Mario leaves his house, he always closes his own door.
Yes.
But
he doesn't. But he won't do that anywhere else.
So the first thing that I'm gonna do is I'm gonna open this door, and I'm not gonna go inside. Cause like Justin was saying, Mario in SMRPG is like a jerk who he opens every door and then leaves it open, except the one on his own house, which he closes for some reason.
I think I figured it out. I figured it out. He's trying to save electricity.
He's trying to save electricity.
Yeah,
oh my god.
He's got his own electric bill to pay.
So this little kid over here, when you talk to her, she runs a script where she runs into that house and closes the door. So watch what this does. Watch what this does if the door's already open. It makes it sound like she's opening it, and then she closes it. And that lets you just kind of disappear behind the house.
Yeah, you can hide behind the door.
You can just be like, hey, what's going on? I'm going back in here.
If you keep moving left, do you go inside or no?
Yeah, you can still go inside, but I'm standing almost in the loading zone right now. Look, my little hat is peeking above the door.
Oh my gosh, yeah.
So her script that opens and shuts the door, it only does those things superficially by changing the door's tile graphics. Like I was explaining with the lamp glitch, this whole game is just a series of tile graphics drawn over 3D objects.
Okay.
So the actual collision state of the door doesn't change while she does this. It's like the collision state of the door is empty because I've already opened it. So the game registers it as still being open after Mario opened it earlier. And so she just goes up to the door and only flips the tile graphics. So that's why I can just do that. Just be a ghost and go through the door. But you can eventually go into their house. They're like, oh, why is there a ghost in here?
I just thought of something.
What's up?
If they meshed that game prop hunt with this, that'd be a heck of a hiding place.
my gosh. Oh my gosh.
That would be a good hiding place.
I just thought of like, so I'm a randomizer developer, and one of the new features I'm working on is like the 3 Musty Fears items. The 3 invisible flags that you find around the world. I've picked new locations where they can appear, and I might have just gotten an idea.
You all heard it here first.
Heard it here first. I am not a benevolent dictator.
That is such a good hiding place. Where's Mario? Where's Mario?
Where is Mario? Alright, what's my next one?
Seesaw Town.
Oh, yes. This is also like another one that you'll see in a lot of YouTube glitch compilations. And I can explain why it works, and this is yet another graphics lesson. Because I've worked a lot with, I've looked like really deep into the graphics code for this game before. One sec, I gotta sip on my tea. Alright, I hope my throat will last through this. So, while I'm setting this up, I'll just explain a little bit about how the sprite graphics work in this game.
Okay.
There's 2 kinds of sprites in this game. One is called a grid plane sprite, and the other is called a non-grid plane sprite. Every NPC in the game is one of those 2 things. They're either a grid plane or they're not. Most of the characters that you see in the overworld, like Mario, all the Toads, in this room, like Johnny Jones, everyone you see on the screen right now, these are all grid planes. A grid plane fills into a little, its entire sprite can fit into a little tiny box of 4x4 tiles max, which is 32 by 32 pixels at the absolute height, at the absolute most. That's a grid plane. They get used a lot because they're flat, they're efficient, and they take up basically no graphics memory. Now, characters who are much bigger than 32 by 32, like Bowser, those are non-grid planes. Non-grid planes are constructed a little differently. You group tiles of 4 into a square, and then you make a whole bunch of those squares, and you arrange them however you want. You freeform arrange them however you like. They don't have to snap to a grid with each other or anything like that. You can have tiles overlap each other in those sprites. And because of that, they are huge graphics memory hogs. So sprites like Bowser or big characters like Mac in the Mushroom Kingdom, Dodo, they are all like, they take up so much graphics memory. A lot of graphics memory. So we're gonna see some of the consequences of that in a battle. I'm about to fight Eurytovich, and Eurytovich, something cool about him is that in battle, if you look at his sprite, he's got a very like skinny body and it's overlaid on top of a red cape. The body tiles are actually overlaid on top of the cape, like they're separate layers of one sprite, which is really complicated. But it's part of the reason why, like, this dude, if you try to put this sprite of Eurytovich into the regular overworld, it's gonna do very bad things. It's gonna do very, very bad things. So I'm gonna fight him and try to get to phase 2 of this fight where he summons a clone. Because we already know that this dude takes up a lot of memory, so what happens when there's 2 of him? Usually nothing too out of the ordinary, because like everyone's gotten
waiting for it to happen.
Yeah, he gets to that at turn 4. Like, usually nothing happens, because like people have played this game before, they've done this fight, they've gotten to turn 4, nothing weird happened most of the time. We're gonna show what happens when it's not most of the time. I forgot how long this battle takes.
Oh, it's alright. We're almost there.
Peach, heal him. I want Bowser to be alive for this.
Yeah.
There we go, Mirage attack. So, watch what happens when the upper clone attacks Peach. The upper one, not the bottom one. When he comes to attack me, when he attacks Peach. When he comes to attack Peach, look at Bowser closely.
Okay.
What happened to his head?
Oh!
His head fell off.
Whoa.
So, that's like something that you see in a lot of YouTube glitch compilations. That happens because when the upper clone comes down to attack Peach, we have one big huge memory hog standing next to another big huge memory hog, and when combined with Bowser, who, as you mentioned before, is too big to fit into one of those tiny little grid plane sprites, the 3 of them together just puts too much information onto one scan line. Too much info for the graphics memory. So Bowser loses his head. But you'll also notice that when this happens, when that happened, Bowser would lose his head, but Mario was totally fine. He's right next to Bowser. He was not affected because Mario uses a little tiny grid plane sprite that has nothing to do with this. He's fine. Yeah. But anyway, that's SMRPG Graphics 101. Lesson title was called Bowser Loses His Head. Be sure to look that up in your homework tonight.
Yeah, there'll be a test at the end.
There will be a test at the end.
Wait, hang on. I didn't approve this. Wait.
Oh, no, that's okay. The only one being tested is Justin.
Oh, okay. That's fine.
Yeah.
All right. What's next on my list?
Legends of Belome Temple.
Oh, this is a silly one. I mean, these are all silly, but this is also a silly one.
I want to know who in chat, like, are there any of these things that are most of these things you're seeing for the first time? Maybe a few of them. Like, what do you like? What are your thoughts so far? Because it's like a lot. Like, we're getting a bunch of these small things kind of in a row. I'm like, a lot of this I have not seen. I would say most of it I actually haven't seen in terms of like pure glitch content.
This one takes like a little bit longer to set up. It's another like, these are all silly, but first thing I'm gonna do is take a shortcut and go to Belome Temple, and we're gonna see something that you can do, something weird that you can do with the fortune prize room. So I'm gonna follow the ant down into the whirlpool. Gonna hopefully not get into any encounters with any of these geckos, because they can be a little sneaky sometimes. And
so what's going to happen is she has to go to where you have to get your fortune, and you have to pay 50 coins to do this. But you get to hit these 3 tongues in any order you wish. But for this particular one, it's going to be right, middle, left, which is the opposite of what we do in the speedrun.
Oh, I do that one later. First, I do middle, right, left.
Oh, okay. Okay, yeah. Middle, right, left.
I'm gonna do middle, right, left, and then I'm gonna grab the scroll. And that normal, if you ever hit a Belome head, like starting with the middle, that always summons enemies in the next room. If you start with the middle, you will always get an enemy in the fortune room. So I'm gonna
the order that you hit these does determine what happens in the next room.
Okay.
So I'm gonna pick up my fortune, but I'm not actually gonna go in there. I'm gonna turn back around and leave.
Yeah, you can actually reset it. But yeah, you have to actually leave the temple completely.
Yeah, I gotta leave Land's End completely, because leaving Land's End doesn't really do a whole lot, but it does reset the Belome heads, which we're gonna see what that does when I get back down there after this. So the fastest way to Land's End is to climb these paratroopers, so they get a nice little cameo in our showcase, but
we getting sub 10?
I don't know. I'm a little rusty. Well, we'll see.
Probably not.
No, I don't think I could do sub 10 tonight. I'll be lucky if I get a sub 11.
Just go for mountain. Just go for Trooper Cliff.
Oh, wait a second!
Oh my god!
Man, I spoke too soon.
That was so good.
I had faith the entire time.
I'm a gamer with a capital G and a capital A. All right, so we're gonna leave. And we're gonna re-enter from the cliffside and go back down the same way we came before.
We should have put a sub bet on the line for that. Missed opportunity.
Here I'm thinking like, there's no way in heck I'm gonna get a good cliff time. Who am I trying to impress here? This isn't most of the stuff speedrun.
There's always like when you're just in a casual setting is when like the really hard things go really well first try, you know?
Yeah, that's also true. Alright, so these heads are reset. So this time I'm gonna do a different orientation of the Belome heads. I'm gonna get like one that will spawn a chest. So I'm gonna go right, middle, left. And this is a little weird. The pedestal just glitches itself out for a second and we get another fortune. So I'm gonna jump up and we're gonna see what the heck that means. Gonna go down this pipe. And okay, there is an enemy and also a treasure chest, which is supposed to be impossible. This is never supposed to happen. You're never supposed to have an enemy and a treasure chest in this room at the same time. They're 2 separate fortune prizes. So first thing I'm gonna do is fight this guy. You don't.
It's another of those fusion hob.
Yes.
Yeah, right?
You don't have to use the sheep attack here, but I like to do it anyway because there's never a bad reason to use this item.
Yeah, and you don't see sheep attack unless you go out of your way to actually grind to get it in the game.
Geno World, dude, what is wrong with me? I did not prep my save for this possible orientation of fights.
Okay.
That's okay. It'll just take like a few more seconds. I actually forgot how to perfect block that, so I'm wondering how I did it. Geno World. Okay, so when you beat all the enemies inside the Bloom Temple prize room, what happens? Well, you're supposed to get a trampoline and the door is supposed to open, which it does. Yay, everything's normal, kinda. Look, I go into the door, I can block it, it's right above my head, that trampoline's kinda chilling there.
Yep, everything's
cool, but there's also a second win condition in this room, and they are not mutually exclusive. So what happens when I open this chest? The trampoline is going to fall onto itself. And the door is going to go off screen.
What?
The door is above the temple now, but its collision zone is still in the same place. I'm still bonking it.
Yeah,
what?
just the sprite movement.
So,
command.
This is weird, but I'm gonna just take my money and get out of here, I think. That's pretty much all there is to that one. It's just like how to make the fortune room do strange things.
That's awesome.
I'm surprised that the trampoline just disappears. Like you don't get like a trampoline bouncing off a trampoline kind of deal.
So the reason that happens, I'll just explain a little bit, is because when you check your fortune, the act of actually picking up your fortune and reading it, it actually clears out that prize room to prepare it for whatever matches the fortune that you just picked up. Like if you've gotten a fortune before, there's some object in there, it's going to clear it out and just prep it for your new fortune. But in the process of cleaning it out, it only despawns any treasure chests that might be in there. It doesn't despawn any monster NPCs because the game assumes that when you pick up your fortune, you're going to go check it, like what's in the room. And the only way to get out of there is by beating the monsters, so it doesn't expect the monsters to actually still be in there. But if you just turn around and leave and come back, then they're still stuck there waiting for you to fight them, and then you just start putting chests on their heads, and then you make some weird things happen. That's just like a minor programming oversight that is, like most glitches in this game, entirely inconsequential.
Gotcha. It's so interesting. Like, there's so many just little things. Like, again, it's just, it's just based on like the coding of the game and how things interact with each other, but like how many small things have been found. Also, now that we've had some good fortune, I feel like this is the perfect time for maybe to get up, take a quick break, maybe have a little extra tea. You can try to do your best to hang in there with us through the rest of the showcase.
Oh yeah. I got my tea. My boyfriend brought it for me.
Perfect. All right, so you take a little extra time to like have some sips of that. Everybody get up, get what you need. Maybe I'll get some tea as well. I think that sounds good. We'll take a quick break. We like to do that here. And I'm trying to think of any announcements. I'm really excited for AGDQ coming up, AGDQ 2024. That's in person, January 14th to the 21st in Pittsburgh. You can go to gamesonquick.com for more info, and you can register and book your hotel and do all that. So hopefully I'll see you all there. But yeah, go check all that out and like the schedule and everything while we are on break, and we'll be right back. All right, everyone, we are back with more Out of Bounds. Oh my goodness, this Super Mario RPG showcase is going awesome. We've learned so many cool things that you can do in this game. All of these like unique little glitches and things, like how the game gets altered, etc. By the way, I am Kungfufruitcup, and to show off the game tonight, we have Pidge01, who's been doing an amazing job with our commentator, Just Incredible, the world record holder as well. So we have an amazing crew here. That's why I've just been kind of hanging out and enjoying the show, really. So Pidge, I'm going to hand it back to you. Feel free to count us back in. We can get that timer going again, just so people can keep track of the time. Cool. And show us the second half of the showcase.
All right, thank you very much. Yeah, we can get going in 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. This next glitch happens in Monster Town, but I gotta give like a little bit of background context for it. Okay. So a lot of you in chat who've played this casually, this is something that you might have actually already seen happen before when you go to Jinx's dojo. to explain a little bit of the mechanics in this game, sometimes the game's dialogues will need to include a variable, such as when you're playing the Goomba Thumpin' minigame and it's showing you your current score or how much time you have left, or when you're granted an item and it has to tell you what item just went into your inventory, that kind of stuff. There are only 3 variables that can actually be used in dialogues. One is usually used for item IDs, one is usually used for timers, and the third one is used for basically everything else in the game. It's like the main swap variable of the game, like when you're trying to get something from one place in memory to another, it usually has to go through this particular variable, and it's also one that's able to be used in dialogues. That's the most important one here. That third variable, the main it does everything variable that's used to pass numbers around and whatnot, that's one that we're gonna have to remember. Just remember that there is a variable that, like, does everything. Does everything, takes every number, and it gets used in a lot of stuff. So I'm gonna quickly run in and out of Monster Town, which sets that particular do everything variable to perform an unrelated task. It just gets set when you re-enter Monster Town. I don't remember what it does, but it gets set and then it doesn't get unset. So I'm gonna go up to Jinx's dojo and I'm gonna talk to Jagger and fight him.
Okay.
But I don't know, this guy from the start of the game is pretty scary. I think I'm actually gonna run away from him. Oh, he's not gonna let me run. Oh, he's not gonna let Peach run either. Gino's too slow. Okay, well, here we go. Time Terra Punch. I didn't time it. Okay.
He locked the door behind you.
Okay, we ran away. So here he gets into a whole screen where he's like, it's not like Mario to run away, and then he starts saying something really weird right after that. Why is he talking to me about super jumps?
Huh.
It's just like, oh, it's not like Mario to run away from a fight. So anyway, about them super jumps.
Yeah, there's another NPC that
yeah,
says
there's
that.
another NPC that's supposed to say this dialogue, but with Jagger, he's supposed to only say it's not like Mario to run away from a fight and that's it. But that dialogue is missing a terminating character, so it just starts rolling into the next dialogue in the game's dialogue table, which is supposed to be used by a totally different character, the super jump dog that gives you your attack scarf in your super suit.
So funny.
The super jump dog actually reads your super jump count from battle memory and loads it into that super does everything variable that I mentioned earlier, and then sticks that in the dialogue so he can tell you what your high score is. But Jagger doesn't do that. He's just spitting out the dialogue by accident, and there's already a value in that variable that's not being set by my super jumps. Let's see what he has to say. I heard that your record for consecutive super jumps stands at V62. How do I do? I don't know how I got V62 super jumps. You tell me, man.
That's a...
Yeah, so that variable that I was talking about, it's currently set to an obscenely high number and that's why I walked in and out of Monster Town.
A lot.
Yeah, I walked in and out of Monster Town at the start of this particular glitch, because when you do that, it sets that variable to a high number to do a completely unrelated task and then doesn't clear it. So then you go to Jagger and talk to him, and it just so happens to use that same variable, and he just spits out nonsense to you. Also, V62 is not a number, that's just like the dialogue not knowing how to render the number. So this technically is a glitch inside another glitch.
That will be on the test, by the way.
A lot of times, casual players will see this by accident, and the variable getting loaded usually says 0. And they'll be like, why does it think I have 0 super jumps? Like, I've definitely super used that attack before. So if you talk to this guy, he's the guy that's supposed to tell you that. But he's not going to tell me that now because I've already gotten the super suit in this file. But if you've never gotten a prize from before, you go up to him, and he says, so, super jumps are your specialty, right? I hear that your record stands at blah, blah, blah. How do you do it? And he actually tells you the correct number.
Oh,
so he's the one that's supposed to say that, and Jagger just decided to overflow into his dialogue because he forgot his terminating character at home. Yeah, so there you have it, a glitch inside another glitch.
Is that better than Toad forgetting his bazooka at home?
We'll see what happens if they fight each other.
Okay, I think we're going to the next one, which is in Bean Valley. This is actually pretty easy to do, so...
Yeah, this is one that, if you've played this game before, you've probably seen this one, but I like it, so I'm just gonna include it.
So there's a screen that's basically the hub of the area that have that has 5 warp pipes, and each of them has a plant in them. So you have to defeat the enemy to access what's underground.
Yeah. You'll see what I mean here. I gotta do this very quickly, but he's gonna water one of these plants, and I'm gonna jump on it. I'm just standing right here, just big chillin'. He's putting water on my head. Oh, now I'm getting eaten by a plant. Okay, well this is just like a normal day in my life, I think. So nothing's actually happening here, despite the fact that like I'm currently inside a plant and it's like chewing on me. Until I move, it starts a battle before it even like really registers me as moving. That one really just happens because the Piranha Plant NPC doesn't actually exist yet when you're standing there, so its interaction trigger is like listening for your movement to collide with it, but you're already standing there, like there's no change in your position, so it can't listen for that. So the battle just starts as soon as you press anything, because now it's determining that you're moving and you're colliding with it. But if you don't move, you just kind of stand there while Mario just like is like Piranha Plant lunch.
Yeah. Yeah, it's kind of like if I don't move, he won't see me.
Yeah, if I don't move, I will be perfectly fine. I don't have sheep attack in this file, it's too bad. Anyway, I'll show another one.
Funny thing about that though is if you can actually fight the shy away that's watering all of those plants if you like time the jump correctly, like before the plant sprite shows up and before you get the collision to force the battle, you can actually fight the shy away, and then if the shy away's gone, no more plants will be watered if you've left any that way.
So, this next one is like, this is a minor one, but it's one of my favorites. I love doing this every time I play this game. While I'm getting up to where this happens, if you've ever played this game before, you've seen like when Mario opens a treasure chest, he'll like do a little animation where he does like the peace sign with his hands while it tells you what item you got. That's pretty sad. Oh my gosh, I can't do vines. I'm holding my controller in like a really weird way, and maybe I should just like stop doing that.
Desperate for the vine section in the remake to be more bearable. Part of the game.
Oh yeah, because you were streaming this like semi-recently, right?
I got my hands on an original cartridge of the game for my like Super Nintendo. I only got somewhat recently. So yes, I did. I was so jazzed about it.
Nice.
But yeah, the vines are impossible.
So raise 2 fingers if you love the rare scarf.
Yeah, so I'm gonna open this treasure chest here, and normally like it's supposed to just animate Mario and let him do his thing before he regain control. But that doesn't happen on this chest, so he just does this. He just slides around with his peace sign, and then his running speed gets all messed up.
Moonwalk.
Like look at him, he's like moonwalking all over the place. He's running at half speed right now. That chest specifically like gives you control back immediately before he's done his animation. So when you're trying to move him, he just does that goofy little peace sign slide. And every time I play this game, like I have to do that because I just think it's so cute. I don't know. I just really like that one. I just think it's goofy.
I love it. I like Peace Sign Mario.
I do too. Mario. I'm so sad that you don't like really see him do that anymore.
Yeah, that's
true.
Now
this next one is pretty weird because this is one that would come up if you play like a randomizer.
Huh.
Because you don't do these in this order in the actual playthrough. So unless you're doing a randomizer where you're going to later places in the game and then you're going back to earlier places, this would come up.
Yeah, it can also happen like if it's your first playthrough and you just got the signal ring and you're trying to go everywhere in the world and check where all the hidden chests are. So the first place that we have to go is Great Guy's Casino. This was found recently by Triple B Music in the SMRPG Discord, and I looked more closely into it. So the first thing that I have to do is I'm going to open the slot machine and I'm going to play it until the middle slot is on the slowest possible speed, which is not this, so I'm going to roll again.
Yeah.
It's not that either. Not having...
Nope.
You know, I got it...
Exclamation point slot.
That was not it either. That was middle speed.
Yeah.
Oh my gosh, he's just being mean today.
Yeah, this is
I can't believe
Nope.
this.
Well, there.
Nice rock point.
Why won't it go to this low speed? I practiced this like 6 times. It's completely random. Like I have no control over this.
Yeah.
Your RNG.
Every slot except the middle one is gonna go slow at some point in time. Oh my gosh, stop giving me that fast one, my guy. Anyway, anyone play any good video games lately? Let's have a little chat while we're like doing nothing here.
I'm gonna play this really awesome game that's coming out within like 4
Eric,
days.
is this right? Yeah, this looks right.
Yeah, I think that's a slow speed. Okay.
Yeah.
Yeah, you're right. There is a pretty good game coming out pretty soon. I heard it's like kind of like this one, but a little different. Okay. So
Weird.
that's the first thing that I want to do is just get that chest thing to happen, like have that slow speed, and then I leave. Now I'm gonna go to the forest maze because like I was saying, like say it's your first time playing this game, you just got the signal ring, so you're going back to look for hidden chests like this one, because they're like scattered all throughout the game, but you don't get the signal ring until like basically the end of the game, so you have to backtrack everywhere, find everything. I'm just gonna explain something briefly about transportation in the forest. Underground areas all have these trampolines here. In the forest specifically, all of the trampolines work, they have like a very specific way that they work. When you jump on them, they set a specific bit, and then they run a script that basically goes, if bit 0 is set, go to this room. Otherwise, if bit 1 is set, go to this room. Otherwise, if bit 2 is set, go to this room, and so on and so forth. Now, when the slot machine's middle slot is on the slowest possible speed, it also affects those bits. It uses the same bits. It says bit 3 in particular when the middle slot is on the slowest speed. Doesn't do anything just yet, but it will do something in here. This trampoline here checks for bit 4, but it checks for bit 3 before it checks for bit 4, and bit 3 was set by the slot machine being not having this middle slot on the slow speed, so I jump out, and now I'm in the wrong place entirely.
Yeah. Yeah, it takes you to, I think, the secret...
This is the secret area in the forest maze that, like, the guy in Rosetown tells you about. So if I go back down that stump, now I'm in, like, a completely different room with a bunch of treasure chests in it.
Yeah, we were just in this room earlier in the showcase.
Oh, we were here earlier.
We were.
We've come full circle.
Oh my gosh.
This trampoline here uses bit 3, and that trampoline script checks for bit 3 before it checks for bit 4. So it sees bit 0 and 1 and 2 are clear because you've already used them. Oh, but bit 3 is set, so they must have come from the Forest Maze Secret Underground, so they're gonna eject me into this area, even if I'm somewhere different, because that other trampoline that I was using earlier, that uses bit 4, but this one takes priority, so if that's set, it just thinks that I'm deep in the forest. So this is like a fairly big skip within the forest, but luckily it has absolutely no useful implications whatsoever in a speedrunning context like most glitches in Super Mario RPG, because first of all, the forest has too much good stuff in it that you don't want to skip, lots of free items that are very important, and also, there's no other way to set that bit like this early in the game. It's the trampoline, the slot machines, and the bolts in the factory. Those are the only 3 things that affect that bite.
Gotcha.
Now, we will be seeing this rung warp a little bit later on in the showcase, because there's another place where it does get used, which is useful for speedrunning, but we'll get to that a little bit later. So the next one I think we have is in Nimbus Castle after it's been liberated.
Yes, it is. Yes, it is.
So remember when we said that doors were just a suggestion? Well, we lied.
Yeah, I remember when I said that doors were just a suggestion in SMRPG instead of walls? I was totally lying. Walls are also just a suggestion, specifically in Nimbus Castle.
Perfect, okay.
And I'll show you why that is. There's this guy here. Nimbus people will typically, like, stop their animation when they collide with you and resume after you move out of their way. This guy doesn't. He also doesn't have the respect walls bit set, so, he just kind of, like, goes on his merry way and does his thing and phases through walls and doors, and I think he's the only guy that does this, actually. I don't think any other NPCs in Nimbus Castle do this. And he only walks in a square, so there's, like, a limit to how far out you can get him, but
Yeah.
I was like, how far can you go?
let's see how far we can get him to go.
Oh my gosh, that's so goofy.
Let's see if I can get her to like go really far off the left side of the screen.
Can you get like? Could you get him to go the other way, like going down?
Oh, most likely, yeah. Because his thing. Look at him go! Look at him go!
That'll work too. Like, I'm just gonna take a little walk out here into outer space. For a bit.
His whole thing is that like this guy like most people are bound by walls. He is not one of them. Now he's walking on the door. He's living his best life. I wish I was that cool. But yeah, I think this is the only guy that does this, and just him specifically.
Awesome. Do you know who's found some of these? Are these just like super random finds that people in the community are like telling you about or are finding over the years? Or
yeah, a lot of them have been known like for a very long time, like on glitch wikis or YouTube videos and stuff like that that are super old and don't say who found them.
Gotcha.
So like the only ones like that I know like a specific credit for is like the one that I showed earlier where Gino uses the power blast, everyone looks at him. That one Ox was told me about a couple nights ago because I was asking him, hey, do you know any glitches that aren't in this list that I have? And that one with the forest wrong warp, like Triple B Music and the speedrunning Discord found that by accident the other day. And I just like went in and looked at why that happened and found that setup, so shoutouts to him for wrong warping by accident.
Yeah, the wrong warp in the factory, that was found by accident a couple years ago.
Yes, it was. Cool. That one's an actually useful wrong warp, and I'll be showing that one later.
Yay! I know, we gotta make sure we get in all of the cool, useful things as well.
Yes, we will. I'm just going through them in order of like when you would encounter them.
True, that's fair. That's fair.
Now, the next one here is in Barrel Volcano, one of my favorite areas. And there's actually, I think, there's two things here that we're going to show. The first one's going to be a well-known trick that we do in the speedrun called the swap glitch.
Huh.
That's right. This is an important speedrun trick we're about to see.
So, when you play the game normally, every character has their own set of spells. So, like, Mario has, like, jump and fire spells. Mallow has, some, like, HP restore. He has a couple of thunder moves. Gino has his own set of moves. Bowser's got like status effect moves, and Peach is basically your healer.
Whoops.
But there's a little trick in the vanilla game. You can actually enter the menu as you jump to reveal a star chest. Now, when you're invincible, the game will lock you out of the menu completely. You cannot go into the menu. But as you see, if you enter the menu as you're hitting the star chest, you're able to actually get into the menu. So you have to do swapping your two characters here and not exit the menu to get this to work.
Yeah, and like Justin was saying, normally you're not allowed to open the menu while you have an EXP star active, because so what the game has done is, as I've opened the EXP star chest, it's locked everyone's party position into memory, and when the EXP star concludes and it knows how much EXP I have, it's gonna dole out all of the effects of that to everyone, like, in order. But if I've switched the order, now it's gonna do something a little strange. But just briefly, the reason why that is allowed to happen this way is because when Mario jumps and you open the menu mid-jump, opening the menu actually does like a very short fade-out animation before it opens the menu, but Mario hits the treasure chest and bonks it before that fade-out animation finishes and opens the menu. Yeah. So you're able to activate the star right before the menu opens, so it can't prevent you from opening the menu because you've already started the process of opening it. I've swapped I swapped Gino and Peach. They were here, now they're here, and I can do this, and it's totally illegal, and I'm gonna do it anyway. Just gonna go through and do the EXP star. You used a couple times in the speed run.
So another caveat to this using the ability swap glitch is that your characters have to be specific levels, and they have to reach specific levels during the star when you kill enemies to acquire spells that they're not supposed to get.
Yeah, so something important that I forgot to point out when I started this was that in the menu, Peach was at level 13 and Gino was at level 12. But here it's telling me Gino reaches level 14. But he wasn't at level 13. Peach was. That's like your first sign that something's very wrong.
Mm-hmm.
So everything happening to what the game says is Gino right now is actually happening to Peach, including learning Geno Blast.
What?
Yeah, that's right. It shows Geno on screen, but it's loading him because that's the position he was originally in. But because Peach is there now, it's loading her stats, and she's the one that's actually getting the spell and all these stat bonuses.
Will she have it for the rest of the game?
She will. She will.
What?
Yep.
We will see the aftermath of this shortly, but first I want to show you another glitch inside a glitch.
There's actually a bunch of things that you can show at one time, but this next one's going to be pretty funny.
Yes,
because it actually happened to a runner. Not the out of bounds part, but other particular unfortunate.
Look at
thing.
me go! I'm out of bounds.
Oh my gosh.
So when you finish a level up star in lava, Mario quickly enters his boomerang state. Like when you fall into lava, you lose control of him and he goes back to the entrance. But because he gets interrupted by a level up screen, you regain control of him while he's in the boomerang state, and he has lost all collision data. So he can go anywhere he wants right now. But this game doesn't load more than one room at a time, so it doesn't do anything. In fact, here's what happens if I go all the way off screen. I'm just gonna go all the way off screen. You'll see him accelerating a little bit. I'm just holding all the way right. And it just puts me back in the previous room, and that's all it does.
Good.
I actually use it to like quickly zip up to the exit because you can still go through loading zones. Anyway,
I would like to interject and explain something about when you land in lava like that. If you don't do anything, it's supposed to put Mario back at the start of the area near the loading zone. One of the runners I'm going to shout out, Mithragon. He ran this game a couple years ago, and there's a clip of it somewhere. I do not know where it is, but when he ran out into the lava, and when he got supposed to put Mario back in the front, he actually got stuck on one of the stalagmites right by the entrance, and he soft.
Oh, you can actually see that on my Twitter account. My pinned tweet is a list of all the SMRPG trivia I've been doing, and that clip was one of the things that I posted.
Oh, that was okay.
Yeah.
That's where you'll find it. If you follow Pids on Twitter, go look through her big giant thread of trivia. You'll see it there. It's really crazy. I think I was there when it happened. I was like, wow. And he was on a good run too, which was the sad part.
So I'm gonna keep going and show y'all what happened with the fact that Peach has learned a skill that she's not supposed to learn.
Yeah.
Watch what happens to Peach when she uses this attack. She turns into Geno, but she's pink.
What?
She's pink Geno. I made a perler of this one time and I wore it all week at GDQ 17.
How did it know? Wait.
So, there's actually a good reason for that, why it turns her into Geno.
It's a simple one.
So sometimes when a character performs an action in battle, the script that animates that action uses a relative sprite ID to make them strike a pose that every character has. So it's just like increase your sprite count by 3, because that'll be like the arms raise pose for everyone. Like if you swap group hug onto someone or something like that. But other times, it uses an absolute sprite ID instead, which just takes a sprite by index in the game and just draws it over the character completely. Geno Blast does that because that pose that Geno does, that doesn't have an equivalent that the other characters can use. Like nobody else actually has that sprite defined. So the script just says draw sprite 27 model 6 or whatever it is, and it just draws that over Peach, but maintains her palette.
I was gonna say that's so weird that it maintains her palette. I also agree with chat here in that I'm surprised that the game does not crash because of that, because it is not only swapping the sprite temporarily, but again, the colors as well. But I guess it makes more sense now that you've explained as to like why it can handle changing sprites. The color palette?
To be honest with you, being surprised that this doesn't crash the game is a valid way to feel, because this game is generally pretty good at handling code that doesn't make any sense, except in battle. Battle animation code is built on like duct tape, toothpicks, and a prayer. It is very, if you change like even one line of code, it is very easy to just hard lock your game. If like you enter into a battle that tries to animate all 3 party members and you only have 2 party members, the game will crash.
Okay.
There's no way to do that, but like if you try to do that with a Game Shark or something like that, like you're not going to get very far. The game just crashes. But handling sprites is totally happy to do that.
No problem. Wow. Okay, cool.
You won't see this happen with every spell, because like I was saying, there are some spell animations where you just like raise up your arms and every character has that pose, so it just shows your character doing the same pose, but not this one. But this also has a secondary effect that only really matters in like 100% most of the stuff runs, which I will quickly load up to show you what that secondary effect is. I'm gonna take you to another save file, which is in Bowser's Keep, and this shows like another side effect that happens with learning a spell that you are not supposed to learn, and in fact learning too many of them.
Yeah, in fact, like going back to the when swapping characters, 2 characters can actually learn each other's moves. Like if you kill enough enemies during the Volcano Star, Geno actually levels up to the same level Peach is supposed to learn Comeback, and Geno has a revive spell at that point.
So here we are in the battle doors. This is a save file in which Peach has learned a couple of spells from other people. I think she's learned Poison Gas, Shocker, and Geno Blast. She's also at a very high level, so she's learned a lot of her own spells. And what that does, if you look at her spell menu, she's got 6 on this page and 2 on a second page.
Oh my gosh.
No character in the game is supposed to learn more than 6 spells. So, however, like, the menu will still let you have a second page, it's just not expecting it. So, make a note, like, right above my spell list where it says how many flower points I have. I've got 60. I'm going to use Geno Blast here, which costs 12. I'm just going to use that very quickly.
It's the pink.
Yeah.
And after that, I will get into another battle, and we're going to see something a little bit weird happen. So, in this next battle, I'm going to do the same thing. Going to go to Geno Blast. We just had 60 FP. We cast a spell that costs 12. But look at it now. I'm only missing 2 and not 12.
What?
It only took off 2 flower points and not 12, but it says that it costs 12 flower points.
It has to do with the second page?
Yes, that is exactly why. You are totally right. Because, like, there was no real situation in which it was anticipated that you would have more than 6 spells. So, it's not like the cost is not totally handled right. So, we're casting Geno Blast, which is the top spell on the second page, and it tells you what cost it should have in theory, but its actual cost is derived from the top spell of the first page, which is Therapy. That only costs 2 FP.
Okay, I get it.
Yeah, so this costs 2. The top spell on page 1 costs 2 FP, so top spell on page 2 will also cost you 2 FP. This one will cost you 4, because that one costs 4.
Funny thing is, you have to have at least the FP that it's supposed to use to actually have the highlighted, to actually highlight white, or it'll gray itself.
Yeah, that's true. If I only had like 10 FP right now, it would tell me, no, you can't use that, you don't have enough. Yeah. But it only costs 2.
Even though it only consumed 2, but you gotta have the prerequisite flowers to even have it be available.
Yeah, and so this is fun because if those anyone in chat who watched my RPG Limit Break 2019 run where I did the quote-unquote 100% category, most of the stuff, in that route, we actually did this on purpose. So that because you have to do these battle doors, so Peach could just go through, spam Geno Blast, have it cost basically nothing, and just get through without having to use any heal items. That's why I taught her Poison Gas, even though she never uses it. because
So that
spells are ordered in a very particular way. They're ordered by character ID. So in the game, Mario is character 0, Peach is character 2. Actually, no, sorry, it doesn't work like that at all. The spells are ordered by who uses them, but it's not like reflective of their actual ID. So Peach's spells like are first in the spell list, then Bowser's, then Geno's, then Mallow's. So because I learned a Bowser spell, it pushed my Geno and Mallow spells onto the next page, because the Bowser spell has like a lower ID than Geno and Shocker do. So it pushes them onto the next page because they're sorted. They're sorted by ID. So that's why we teach her Poison Gas to intentionally push Geno Blast to the top of page 2, so we can just spam, and do a million damage for no cost.
Yeah, Mario can't not be swapped out of the party or within the party, so you don't have to worry about Mario spells being an issue. So no other character can learn Mario spells.
Yeah. So that's that glitch. If to recap, you go get an EXP star. While you're jumping to open the chest, you press X and open the menu. You switch some characters around, hope one of them levels up, and then they will start getting stuff they're not supposed to get.
yeah, and you have to do it just enough so that Peach gets Geno Blast in the right order, so that it only takes 2 XP to use, and then you're golden.
And that is a very fun side effect that lets you just like tear apart Bowser's Keep for free. It's really fun. Also, yeah, in chat, I'm streaming on a Game Boy camera. This is in 2015 when I started streaming, this was the only camera that I could get to work. Like, every webcam was busted, but a second capture card worked for some reason. Also, yeah, my voice is a little messed up because I've been sick for a week, but yeah.
So chat was asking if she uses poison gas.
Oh, yeah.
The animation for poison gas, the character itself doesn't change animation, correct? So it would just remain the same, I think?
I think so. I don't actually remember if, because Bowser is a little bit different. He doesn't raise his arms up. He does like a finger snapping animation. So I'm not sure if it just, like...
You could show it.
Yeah, I'm gonna try it. I'm not sure if it like reads the relative sprite ID or if it just tries to entirely draw Bowser over Peach. But we will find out.
Also wants you to know that if they take out this in the remake, it's literally unplayable.
No, Big Geno, I want a refund. Yeah. No, yeah, it just does a regular animation.
Now notice, like when she did her little pose there, it showed her. It didn't show a heart icon. When she prepares to do a spell, it showed the Bowser one instead.
Oh, gotcha.
Yeah, like...
so it retains all of those properties.
That's true. When Peach does her own spells like this one, her card suit is a heart, so it shows the heart, but Bowser's the diamond, so when she uses Poison Gas, it casts a diamond over it first before she does the spell.
Gotcha.
So, yeah, just to... just come back to the swap glitch. Yeah, when she did the Eurydivic fight earlier, yeah, she had Shocker on Peach. So in that particular instance, at the C star, you swap her with Mallow, and she joins at level 9. So the very next level she gets, Mallow learns Shocker at level 10. So that's how you basically get Shocker on to Peach. Peach just has to level up to that other character's level where that character learns a particular spell.
Well, yeah, that's about it for side effects of that major glitch, which is one of the only 2 major glitches that we use in a speedrun. So now you see both of them.
What categories is that used in, if at all?
It's used in every category except low level, because in low level, like, you just don't get any EXP.
Yeah, you don't get any levels.
That makes sense.
Yeah.
Cool. So it's like extremely useful then.
Yep.
Yeah, it actually, it changed the route, like, because the old route used to have Mallow, but since Peach has a much better starting magic stat, Mallow got obsoleted from the route entirely.
I see.
Past Punchinello.
He's still used in like the 100% route because it's actually faster to use his Thunderbolt than it is to use Peach Geno Blast.
Yeah.
So in the new route of most of the stuff, we like Mallow is still like He comes around
Yeah,
later in the game.
But yeah, at any percent, yeah, he's just not used at
Yeah.
all. Now here, this next one I like. This is probably my favorite one.
This one's gonna be hard. I'll see if I can do it.
Yeah.
I'm under a lot of pressure right now.
So yeah, this one's gonna be tricky because this one actually requires 100 super jumps.
Oh, I was just gonna like casually crack out the Hundo super jumps. Like,
I'm ready. Yeah. I want to see.
You just casually cracked out a sub 10 Cliff. I think.
Yeah, I don't know where that came from because like I've never been good at Cliff. Okay, let's see.
So there's actually an attack that can deal more damage than Geno Whirl, believe it or not.
As you may recall, timing Geno Whirl perfectly will do 9999 damage to any enemy that's actually vulnerable to that spell. That is intended to be the max damage. And for totally unrelated reasons, I'll explain that there's an enemy that Magikoopa summons, which is named King Bomb. We're gonna get Magikoopa to summon King Bomb to battle. I don't know why I just defense boosted him near there. I didn't need to do that. So Magikoopa will always cast a spell turn 1 and then do a summon turn 2.
Okay.
Oh, there he is.
So I think Pidge is using a level 30 Mario with maxed out magic attack, and he's wearing the best equipment in the game to pull this off.
So in this save file, Mario is at the max possible level, and at every single level, I chose SP for his bonus. So he has like the highest possible special attack, and also he's wearing the super suit and the attack scarf, which are like the best equips in the game. And also I gave him a Geno boost, which increases his output by 50%.
Yeah, he is completely decked out.
Ready.
Now let's watch his damage counter when I finish this. Oh no, I dropped it. Let's try that again.
Oh, that was, how many was that?
I actually don't know.
I think that was about 60 something.
Oh, no, my OMG chat. I did not get to see the end.
Oh, I'm so sad I dropped that. I haven't dropped that a single time when I was preparing for this.
I'm just reacting to how many. I mean, I know you'll get the 100. I just watching it happen is wild. That's why
I'll get it eventually.
Anything.
So I don't know how many that was because like this is gonna sound stupid because it is, but the way that I do super jumps, I press every button on the controller in a circle. Like I go YXAB, YXAB, like to do super jumps. I don't really have a good reason for doing that. When I was learning the run, I just thought it would be funny, and so now I can't not do it anymore. Like that's just how I do it now. If I try to just press a single button, like it's gonna trip me out.
Gotcha.
So I count in 4s. I count every Y press. So I actually like have no idea how many super jumps that was.
Okay, I'll count. All
right. Yeah, Chet said you were just getting in the 70s.
Yeah, so that sounds about right. We'll see if I can get there this time.
Yeah.
Super jumping a static boss is like really easy, but my hands just slip. If you're gonna learn how to super jump, you want to do it on an enemy like this that doesn't move because he doesn't distract you.
Halfway.
Oh, dang it. I don't know if I'm
80.
dropping it.
84.
84.
The good news is if I can't get it, I have a screenshot that shows you exactly what happens. So, like, I'll give it a couple more tries because we're doing pretty good on time.
We are doing well on time, yeah.
Yeah, this was partly why I was having trouble with super jumps lately because I was trying to practice
Yeah.
for this, and this was
This is what happens when you
I
don't
was
speedrun
happy.
the game for a while. You forget how to super jump. It's all good though. Dropping super jumps doesn't like trip me out anymore because I once like dropped at 98 on Johnny in a run that I was getting paid like $1,000 to do, and I was like, oh, I mean it's not the worst thing in the world. Let's get it on below, and then I got it on below. When I run in a marathon, I'm like, okay, I've never lost a run to this before. I'm not going to start today. Eventually, you just like get into a mindset where you're like, this doesn't matter that much.
Gotcha.
You want to learn how to super jump? I've got lots of tutorial videos about it. Just
I'm not good at it.
nobody is when they start. There we go.
There we go.
Yay!
That was totally wrong.
So notice the display. It said M804.
Was that past 9999?
It sure was. M804 is actually 10,804 damage. And
Oh.
if you missed it, let me pull up a picture so I can like show it again. Cause yeah.
I need to say this line real quick for all the fans. It's over 9,000.
Yeah, let me see if I took this was one of my trivia items on Twitter. I've been doing like a daily SMRPG trivia series ever since the remake got launched that I'm going to be finishing the day before the remake comes out.
Sweet.
So it's almost over, and it's all mostly been just like stuff I've either found myself or stuff that I found like through really obscure means, like through like experimenting with speedruns or watching streams where people know like very specific things about SMRPG, like that kind of stuff.
Yeah, that M is for Mario, by the way.
Yeah. Okay, let me see if I can pull this up. I probably should have prepared this ahead of time, so I'm sorry about that, but
Oh, good.
I
no.
totally like underestimated how fast it goes away, but this was one of my first items, so I gotta like scroll a bit to find
while
it.
she's bringing this up, I will talk about super jumps. A really good way to learn how to do super jumps, especially when Pidge was mentioning a stationary enemy, you don't have the animation distracting you. And if you notice, when Mario's back foot comes down on the enemy sprite, it always comes down in the same place. So if you look at every enemy that you super jump on, you can pick out like a bullseye on the screen that you can use as your timing visual.
Okay.
Even when you get in, because the super jumps, even though they're 3 frames, once you get to jump 13 and beyond, as long as you can keep the rhythm and you can press the button at that instant where the back foot stops going down on the sprite, it's actually not difficult. It's just an endurance test. Is
Gotcha.
all it really is.
Yeah, for sure. So then, as we're prepping for this next bit, how much would you say we have left for this evening?
Only a couple more, like
There's
3 or 4 more.
I think we got about 8 more.
Yeah, there's a couple bonus ones if we have time.
Oh yeah.
And those ones. Okay, so here's the thing I wanted to show you. This is what it looks like. This is what it looks like when you do 100 super jumps on King Bomb with max possible SP. Just says M084 for anyone who missed it. This is what it looks like.
Wild. Love it. 1,000.
But there's another trick that we can do with this bomb while we're here.
Yes, there is.
And this is pretty funny.
Yeah. This is one that's like, if you've never played through SMRPG before and you want to know about like cheese, I've got some cheese that you can use right here.
You know, now that I think about it, I just thought of something. Maybe they put this in, or maybe this wasn't intentional, but imagine getting here somehow so underleveled and you have no items to beat Magikoopa with. And like you figure you're stuck here. Maybe the game gives you an out with this
Maybe.
trick.
But Magikoopa, like I was saying earlier, always casts a spell on turn 1, always does a summon turn 2. So he's gonna summon.
Okay.
So, what happens if you don't kill the bomb in time? What happens? Big Bang Theory.
Oh.
Now, it's not the actual attack that we're mentioning. Now, look what happens.
Watch
The bomb,
What's
bomb-
Magikoopa doing?
the bomb went off so hard, it gave Magikoopa a permanent concussion. His turn is no longer in the queue.
Oh my gosh.
Yeah, you actually just win the fight at this point. There is no way you can lose. He will not do anything for the rest of the fight.
And even if your physical attacks are so weak, it will register 1 point of damage when you attack. So if for some reason you're here with no items, no weapons or anything, and this happens, this is your way out of the fight.
Like, you can do it. That's wild. Okay,
Yeah.
cool.
Yep.
It would be a long process taking down 1,800 HP, but yes, it would take 600 turns at least.
Oh
if
my
not
gosh.
less.
But it's
You can do it.
doable.
It's doable. Anything is possible with enough free time.
Magikoopa gets blown the heck out by his own bomb.
So I suspect, but I can't confirm, that like they just didn't expect you to survive if King Bomb explodes. So when Magikoopa summons an enemy, he disables himself as a target, and when King Bomb uses that attack, he doesn't re-enable himself. So he just like never comes back into battle. There's nothing that can enable him anymore.
I love that.
That's a really funny one.
And this next one is an actual speedrun glitch.
Yay!
Yeah, I mean that one's also kind of a speedrun glitch, but you don't see it happen very often. Okay,
Oh,
so
yeah,
I got
this
like
one-
3 left.
Yeah, this one is pretty notable because this was found by accident. I think I remember the runner, the at least the Twitch channel name.
Yeah, it was 0, right?
Yeah, Z32. Oh yeah.
Yeah, Z320, they found this a couple years ago, totally by accident. So if you thought the forest round warp was silly, here's an even worse one. In the factory, as you may notice, there are a lot of places where you can just fall down. So when you fall down, certain places that you step on your way there create a checkpoint variable, and that's why when I came back up, I landed here instead of the start of the room.
Okay.
Because there's a checkpoint when I stood on the ground that says you fell down around this point, so we're going to put you right back up where you fell.
Oh.
Very nice of the game to do that. However, sometimes like you can just activate a checkpoint. You could just like fall down without activating the checkpoint, and then the game has to send you somewhere. And so here we're gonna see what happens if I just fall off without touching the conveyor belt, which says the checkpoint.
What?
It pushes me ahead quite a bit.
Oh! How far ahead did you have to go?
This saves about 8 seconds. This big, huge room here where the booze and the conveyor belts are, it's like this big whole shenanigan fest. But,
Oh, and
Where-
while you're here, I hate to interject, while you're here, show off the hidden platform while we're here.
oh, I actually don't know where that is.
Oh, right there where that boo turned around it's right to
Okay.
the left.
So this is, this is where I was. But because when I fell off, I never actually touched the conveyor belt. And touching the conveyor belt, sets a checkpoint. But there are other things in this game that use the variable that it uses for a checkpoint. So if you set that to some other value already and you never overwrite it by setting a checkpoint, it just uses that value to eject you where it thinks it should eject you. And if you set it up to be a very specific value, it'll send you all the way to the end of the room, and it saves 8 seconds and it skips everything in this room.
So yeah, the invisible platformer is right to your left there, where you got off that first conveyor belt.
Gotcha. Okay.
Right. Oh, what? What? Where?
Uh-oh.
You have to jump. Jump. Just hold left and jump.
Oh, like that. Okay.
Yeah.
Yeah.
It's right next to it. Right there.
Oh yeah.
Oh, what?
What do you know? we got 2 glitches in one.
Well, look at that area.
Well, so yeah, that's something that Z32L found a couple years ago, and now we use it in speedruns. Because when you're in Bowser's Keep, one of the puzzles that you have to do actually sets the same variable that the checkpoint uses, so you always get ejected right at the end if you set it up correctly.
Gotcha.
Yeah, there's also another way to set this up automatically, guaranteed, and that's one of the action rooms. You have to walk on a cannonball, and you actually all you have to do to set it up, you have to dismount the cannonball in a specific manner to get the bit set correctly, and then that's it.
Uh-huh.
The triathlon puzzle relies on RNG because the Goomba has to tell you a specific thing to have for you to be able to save time in the actual speedrun doing it.
Okay, gotcha.
But yeah, there's a couple ways to set this up. There's a guaranteed way, and then there's a random way.
But it's a very cool wrong warp, and it's the only wrong warp actually used in the speedrun, which is a testament to how well this game was coded.
Yeah, absolutely. Except for except for the little teeny tiny thingy.
So the next one that I want to show, this is the funny one. It's obscure, and it's one of my favorite glitches in this game. So it's the second last one, excluding the bonus content. So I gotta get into a fight with the factory director. Do y'all remember when we were glitching out Balloon Temple?
Huh?
And I made a bunch of sheep appear and do some silly things on the screen?
Huh?
Well, so that is the sheep attack, which is this game has like the weirdest secrets in it. Like you know how you were when you were a kid and people told you how to catch Peekaboo and Pokemon Red and it was obvious like nonsense? Well, I believed all that because I played this game. Here's how you get this item. You go to Moleville after you have cleared out Moleville, and you talk to a guy who's appeared in the shop, but you gotta do this after you are way further in the game and you've just beaten Seaside Town. Go all the way back to Moleville, talk to this dude. He sells you a mystery egg. Then you gotta go to Marymore, go to the shop, buy the B-Tub ring, equip it on Peach, and have her use the mystery egg 10 times.
Uh-huh.
That turns the mystery egg into the Lamb's Lure. What the Lamb's Lure does is it summons a sheep and it goes up to an enemy and it tries to despawn the enemy. Now, despawning is different from KOing. You can think of it like if you're a Yu-Gi-Oh player, it's like KOing is your graveyard and despawning is your remove from play. I don't know if that's still a thing. Like I used a remove from play deck in 2004.
Oh, it's definitely still a thing.
Good. I love that strat. So Lamb's Lure despawns an enemy, like removes them from play. Does it to one enemy. You use that 48 times, you get the sheep attack, and the sheep attack does that to every enemy on the screen like this.
Yeah, when you use the Lamb's Lure, the 48th time you get it successful, you'll be a text that says the flock is full.
Yep.
Oh my gosh.
Oh my gosh, please don't tell me the game's soft locked again.
Oh no!
This is the third time this has happened to me. Okay, I'm gonna set this up again.
Oh my gosh, there's soft locks during that?
Yeah, sometimes the sheep attack can soft lock your game just because it...
Too powerful.
The sheep are powerful. They're too powerful. Okay, let's set that one up again. And after this, there is one left, and then if we have a few more minutes, I will show a couple more very quick things that I think people will like.
While she's getting that, I want to go back to the wrong warp real quick. There's actually different respawn points or different checkpoints in that room, so depending on the rank of the Goomba finishes in the triathlon, you'll end up in different places if you don't mess up the bit. But back to the to this. Hopefully it doesn't soft lock again.
I'm praying.
Pray.
No, it's soft locked again, dude. What is happening? What is happening? Why is it doing this?
Oh no.
Oh,
if it makes that poof animation appear and it doesn't go away, that's a soft lock. I may have a backup for this.
Okay.
I may have a backup.
I was thinking. I think maybe you do have. I thought you had a backup set up.
I do actually. I have. There's something else I can try. Just give me a moment to try it. That can happen, I think, like when there's too many sprites on the screen, which is like the animation is fairly random.
Gotcha.
Okay, let's try this again. If this doesn't work, I'll try my backup.
Come on, do it. Come on.
No, it did it again.
Aw.
I don't know why that happened, because like I tested this one rigorously, and it's not supposed to happen. Give me one moment. Give me one moment, everybody.
I know, it just hates.
Oh wait! Oh, it did soft lock. It finally figured out what it wanted to do. Okay, awesome. We're living. We're living, baby.
Going?
It's still going. The sheep are
itself.
actually, yeah, it's very slow, but it's working out. It just had to process a couple things.
So it's removing the poundettes from the battle, technically, but they're still in the memory, I guess.
They're removed from play.
Yeah, they're removed from play. Yeah.
And every time the director is left on his own, he always tries to summon more hammers. That's just what he does by default every turn. So what happens when we remove them from play instead of defeating them? Well, he displays a debug message. In fact, he displays it 4 times.
What?
Go
That's
world. Go world.
That's all he does.
Go world.
So that is like an unhandled exception gets thrown because he's trying to summon an enemy that doesn't exist anymore. So there's just like this debug message that displays when he tries to do that. But that's the only thing he's programmed to do when he's the only person on the field. So he just will always do this now until you win the fight.
And
this is like Magic Koopa stuff.
yeah. This doesn't work on manager or clerk, does it?
It works on manager, but not clerk, because clerk doesn't resummon hammers.
Works on, like,
yeah,
two of
that's
them.
right.
Yeah.
Clerk. Yeah, clerk doesn't summon. Okay.
So
That's right.
that's what I wanted to show on the Inner Factory. I got one more glitch left. One more actual glitch.
One more actual one. Okay.
One more actual glitch.
One of these days, you're gonna discover credits work like it's nothing.
Yeah.
One of these days.
Then you'll have to come back
One
on
of
and
these
show it
days.
off.
Okay. So a bit of a preface here. We're gonna go back to Yoster Isle, and I know I said I was doing these in order of when you get to them in the game, but this one is really, really special, so I wanted to leave it for last.
Excited to see.
Just as a bit of a preface before I bring my feet up, when you ride Yoshi around, the game does some weird mapping of your controls to transfer Mario's button listeners to do things for Yoshi instead. When you get too close to an exit, the game forces you off of Yoshi to give Mario his controls back. However, let's see what happens when we manage to bypass that loading zone. Give me one moment to bring it up.
Yeah, this one has
There we
to be
are.
that.
So if you ride that Yoshi all the way past the loading zone and fall off, that transfer of power from Yoshi to Mario never happens because he doesn't go into the zone that's supposed to force you off Yoshi and restore all of your controls. So what this does is it leaves Mario in a state of only being able to use the D-pad, the A button, and literally nothing else. So that's not a big deal since like I can't very well like jump on the save box and save my game in this state because I can't jump, right?
Yeah.
Well, not all save boxes are above ground.
Jump man can't jump.
I can't run because my Y button is disabled.
Well, there's one save box that you don't have to jump on to save, and that is in Monstro Town.
We're gonna go to Monster Town and we're gonna fall down into the save box.
Oh, yeah.
And here's why I saved this one for last. Because when I do this, and I save my file, my game is now permanently soft locked. And that is why I made this one the final glitch.
Oh no!
I am permanently soft locked.
You can't move anymore.
That'd be if this was known back in the 90s when people were renting video games, this would be a sick joke to pull on someone. Just set this up for someone, and then the next person who rents the game there's a save file. Oh, let's play it. Oh, I can't play it.
Like, I can't move.
I can't move, I can't jump, I can't get over any obstacles. I'm just walking alone.
Oh my gosh. That's so silly.
Can you examine the Kulex door in this state and like?
Yeah, you can press A, but you can't like do anything else.
Okay.
You can't jump, you can't run, you can't open the menu.
That'd be funny.
So if we have a couple more minutes left, I have like a couple more bonus things that I want to show that'll take like maybe 5 minutes at most.
Sure. Yeah, go for it.
Cool.
Why not?
All right. Give me 1 sec. I'm gonna set something else up.
Ooh, okay. I was like, we have the time. We definitely have the time.
Awesome, because we're gonna take a trip back to Bowser's Keep for a couple minutes.
Oh, okay.
So here's something that gets thought about by a lot of people when you think about SMRPG glitches, but is not actually really a glitch. And here's what it is.
Some
y'all
people
know what's coming.
This out.
Yes.
Yep.
Y'all know what's coming right now. Okay.
This was probably the #1 question asked about the remake. Is this going to be possible?
You think so?
So we're gonna see if I can actually do this because I've been like mistiming jump all day. I did it! Yeah! Okay, so Exor, that guy up there, he's normally invincible. But the way that this battle works is that if you take out one of his 2 eyes, he is no longer invincible and you can deal damage to him. If you try to deal damage to that before him, it just says 0, 0, 0, 0, 0. Sorry, gotta beat up an eye first. So, there's a couple things you can do to deal damage. Let's see what this one does. I think that's a pretty good way to beat a boss, right?
Yes. So good.
So,
sounds good to me.
Exor is the only boss in the game that this works on. And in my opinion, this is not actually a glitch, but it gets mentioned all the time in conversation with glitches. And the reason because of that is that Exor is normally immune to Geno Whirl. Like, his actual stats say that he should be immune to mortality moves, which Geno Whirl is one of them. But he's also immune to literally everything else because he also has the invincibility bit set until you KO one of the 2 eyes. Once you KO one of the eyes, you can one-hit kill him with Geno Whirl like you can with any other enemy, and this was actually mentioned in a lot of gaming magazines back in the 90s. The reason why I don't think that this is a glitch is because his vulnerability comes from one single command. Which is called, sorry, throat.
It's okay.
The command is called Null Invincibility. And those are 2 separate bits. Exor has them both, but they both get unset by that command.
Yep.
Both of them at the same time. So it looks like that was very much developer intended.
Oh, wow.
And is not actually a glitch.
So,
I did some testing with this. If you try putting those, if you put this behavior on other enemies, it'll do the same thing. It's not like an Exor specific thing.
interesting. So in that case, then do we think this will transfer over to the remake then?
Well, I guess we're gonna find out in a couple days, aren't we?
We'll find out. We'll find out in less than 3 days.
Yeah. So, if anyone in the chat disagrees with me that this is a glitch, we will have our answer in 3 days when we can see if we can Geno Whirl Exor or
not.
I do have a quick question. This was brought up. Does this work on like the Yared clone? Could you Geno Whirl the Yared clone, or does that not work because of the boss flag?
I'm actually not sure. I'd have to like look at his data and let you know. But yeah, anyway, now that I've raised a controversial issue, let's get back to this in 3 days and see what they went with.
It'd be really cool, like bonus.
How about some fun with menus?
Yeah.
Yeah, I got a last thing to show. This is the very end of what I have to show.
Last thing.
The last thing.
Love it.
Let me just get this ready, and I will show it in just a second.
So L and R isn't really used in the game for much anything aside from in conjunction with start and select to soft reset without actually touching your console.
Huh.
But it does have a use in the menu.
Yeah, in most of the game, like in the overworld, in any possible level, like running around here, there are actually no button listeners for L and R. So like Justin was saying, L and R are only used for like changing stereo to mono, honking in the minecart, soft resetting the game, and also, see how I got my menu open right now?
Huh?
Pay attention to the
You see-
background.
You see all of those like boos and stars and bombs in the background artwork, the clouds. Well, watch them now.
Oh, they're going in different directions.
They're moving around. They're moving around. If you hold L and R and move your D-pad around, you can just make the background move however you want. That is a really, really cute detail that they didn't have to put in this game, but they did anyway.
Cool.
The
If
people who
memory
developed
serves
this game just had so much heart.
If memory serves me right, I think you have the same background on the file select screen.
Should try it
Yeah, I
there.
think you do. I think you're right.
I wonder if that retains if you like save your game. Maybe not, but it would be neat if it did.
Well, L and R on that menu actually do something different. They change your
they do
audio.
something
Oh,
different,
gotcha.
yeah.
You have a quick question in chat. Does the minecart honk serve any purpose?
If you ask like all the meme lords in the
Swag.
speedrunning community, yes, but factually, like, not really.
Okay.
Yeah, it's just for aesthetic purposes.
So I learned today that exists. I had no idea you could do that.
I learned this like 2 weeks ago, and my boyfriend told it to me, like this menu thing.
Oh, I just mean honking in the minecart.
Oh, I see.
That's new for me.
Yeah, you got the long honks, and then you got what we do call turbo honking.
Turbo honking.
Like you ever see you ever see that video of the guy that teaches you how to honk, and he's doing that? It's kind of like that.
Okay, sweet. Okay.
So this thing that I just showed you, this isn't a glitch. I just wanted to show it off because it's cute, it's in the menu, and so is the next thing that I'm about to do. I'm also in the Japanese version because this last thing I'm about to do is only in the Japanese version.
Yep.
I'm gonna put in a cheat code. Thanks to Oxwas for suggesting this the other day. I think it's a good way to finish this. So
Too bad it's not the Konami code, although that would be cool, but...
So I'm gonna press down, up, right, left, select, start, B. It's Toad!
Oh, why? What is he saying?
So here's what I'm gonna tell you what he's saying. He says, secret code found. Let's go take a look at your status.
Oh.
Wow! Nothing has changed at all. But what about your experience points? Nope, nothing's changed.
What?
There's no point in looking for other codes, and the result will always be the same. I'll play with you as many times as you like, though.
What? Can you do that in the English version?
No, you can't. This is only Japanese. And he's right, you actually can bring him back as many times as you want. I'll do it again. There he is.
He'll say the same thing.
He just says the exact same thing. And you know, he's technically right because nothing that we did tonight was technically a cheat code. It was all just clever manipulation of stuff that happens in the game.
Fair. I love that.
Now, most of these glitches that I showed off tonight, the vast majority of them are inconsequential and just look a little funny. They've hopefully just brought a little bit of joy to your night. Couple major glitches that aren't game-breaking but are really cool in speedruns. Dozens of minor glitches that just push you ahead a little bit or make the sprites act all goofy. Well, if this is like the worst we could find, I think that like this game was actually programmed pretty well for 1996, right?
Especially things that like the game can handle without it crashing.
Yeah, definitely, because there's so many ways to make a Super Nintendo game crash, and this one stands up against a lot of them. Now,
yeah.
something else I want to mention that's kind of cool is that when I was researching for the show, there's a lot of glitch compilation videos like on YouTube. I've even made some, like some of them are mine. Like I was Googling SMRPG glitches the other day, and the first result was like showing me my own video. I'm like, okay.
Wow.
I don't think that any glitch compilation that is like on YouTube, like in one sitting, has this much in it. So this might actually be like the most densely packed glitch compilation, like when this VOD goes up.
That's awesome.
For SMRPG.
That's awesome. I love it. It could be a great reference.
I believe that's time, if you want to call it, on the run.
I mean, yeah.
Yeah, I don't have anything else to show. This is the last one.
That's super
But
cool. I love it. Well, I know we're a little early, but thank you so much for being on the show. Here's what I want to do now. This was really fun. You all, both of you are great, and of course, like both very talented at this game. I want, we'll start with Pidge, and then we'll go to Justin. Please plug yourself. Tell us where we can find you, what you're working on, you know, your stream stuff. Just like tell us everything. Let's start with Pidge.
Okay, yeah, sure. So, for those of you who don't know me, I'm Pidge. I've been running this game off and on for about 7 years or so. I'm one of the people that maintains the speedrun wiki. I build a lot of the practice and routing tools, like the damage calculator, the EXP charter. I'm one of the devs on the randomizer, which I've paused development on for now because anything I do with it will get overshadowed by the remake. So, but big, huge randomizer update coming in the future as soon as like remake hype dies down a little bit, maybe in like half a year. I stream on, I don't stream regularly, but I'm probably going to be coming back to Twitch in about a month from now. I've been on an extended hiatus to work on some other projects. I have some other big SMRPG projects in the works that I can't share details on yet, but if you want to connect with me, like my social media, Twitter, Threads, Blue Sky, Instagram, like Twitch, I use the same name everywhere and you can see it on the stream. If you want to like hear about that when I'm ready to, when I can announce it, stay tuned because I think you'll really like what I'm cooking. That's about all I got for now. I think that's most of what I work on lately. I also really like Love Live, and I led an archival project for a game about that recently, but that's like not related to this. Anyway, yeah, that's me. Thank you all for watching. I saw a lot of my friends in the chat tonight. Thank you for being here.
Sweet. Okay.
And also, especially thank you to Justin for commentating because holy crap, I needed a commentator tonight. And Justin and I go way back. We used to do like co-op runs at marathons. We've commentated each other's speed runs. Like Justin is like, he's a great friend, one of the coolest people in the community, and I'm just happy that we could do this tonight.
Yeah, you both did a great job. And so then Justin,
thanks.
Tell us about you, your stream, what you're doing, etc.
Well, right now I'm taking actually a break. Like I had Pidge step in for me tonight because my hands are not doing really well right now. I'm going to undergo a little bit of some treatment to try to get them gaming ready again.
Right.
But I am going to try to come back when the remake drops and maybe do some vanilla runs. I do not have a Switch myself, so I won't be able to partake in the remake stuff right now. You can find me on Twitch at twitch.tv/justincredible83, just how you see it on the screen. I've been playing the game for a long time. Hopefully I can still play when I get better. Just right now I have to take a little bit of a break. I will drop one more piece of trivia because you know, I have to add this to Pidge's list. On the day that the remake drops, if I still have it, I will have the world record for 2,000 days exactly.
Wow. That's cool.
So, but I do have to shout out all of our runners in the community: Pidge, myself, Verny, Milnium, Lock Attack, Oxwis. We have to shout out all these people because over the years, every one of us has added something to the game, and hopefully, there'll be many more things to add later. There's a lot more people I'm sure I've missed. So shout outs to everyone, and thank you all for watching, and hopefully I will see some of you all when I stream again. But thanks for filling in for me, Pidge, and thank you Kung Fu for having us on tonight.
Yeah, absolutely. Well, thank you both.
And the Claude. I'm sorry, I forgot about the Claude. I can't forget the Claude.
Of course, and the Toad in the menu here. He's still telling us.
Yeah.
And Pie, yes, and Pie.
And Pie. All right, you all. Thank you so much for joining us this evening. I appreciate it. Thank you both again to Pidge and Justin for being awesome, doing a great job, and showing us all of these really cool glitches and things in Super Mario RPG. I can't wait for the remake. I know we're all excited, and glad you all are here. If you missed any of the glitches from earlier, feel free to go back and you can watch it when we post it on the YouTube channel. Again, like Pidge was saying, this is probably the most comprehensive glitch list of glitches in this game all together in one video. So that's really, really cool to hear. And then again, come to AGDQ. We would love to see you all. It's going to be mid-January. I'm so excited about that. You can go register now, get a hotel room, and some roomies. Super fun. After that, we'll have Frame Fatales, which is awesome. Frost Fatales is going to be March 3rd through 10th. And run submissions and studio applications are now open. You can also go to gamesdonequick.com/framefatales. More info, which is super cool. You know, I'm also very involved in that. Yay. And GDQ is hiring. So if you're a business developer or you have experience in recruiting sponsorships and would like to work for GDQ, you can go to gamesdonequick.com/jobs. But yeah, thank you all so much for being here, for watching. If you're watching this on YouTube, the video you know all of the things. But yeah, it's been great having you all. Thank you for joining us, and we'll see you on the next episode of the show. We have some great stuff coming up this week. You can see it on our schedules that we post now, which are really cool. I like those a lot. So thank you, everybody. Have a wonderful rest of your night, and we'll see you next time.
Good night.